Yeah, get it on. Got to get on a choice, but remember to get it on. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see Adam Ray in studio.
Yeah.
Just pumped to be here.
I'm jacked up. I'm going to be 41 on Friday.
Oh, man, that's a big... no one gives a shit.
You know what? And I love that you said that because I don't like when people set you up for it and they go, hey, you know what's coming up? But you know what? I don't know, man. I feel like I'm lucky to still be here. I've done a lot of crazy shit, and you reflect when you get a year older, at least over 40 for me, and I start thinking very clearly about the times when I could have died, should have died, and or blacked out in like just the babies of mine that could be the things you just start thinking about that you avoided, and are still here to tell about it.
Yeah,
the time I rushed the stage at The Price is Right on weed brownies and didn't get thrown in jail, that could have been my story. The time I almost killed Dianne Keaton on my way to Universal to play Wolverine.
What?
Yeah, she was crossing a crosswalk, I think on Doheny and Robertson, and there was one of those crosswalks with no stoplights, and I was late, and I was hungover. My buddy's place, and I'm rushing out the door, and fangs and claws in hand, and I had my head down texting my boss to be like, dude, can you make up an excuse for me, because he had my back, one of the bosses, and I look up, and with his big hat was Dianne Keaton, and I slammed on the brakes, and she goes, oh, like that. I didn't know it was her, and then she pushes her hat back, and I go, I'm so fucking sorry, and then she goes, it's fine, and then I go, Dianne Keaton, and she goes,
oh, she gave you the durr.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't make that your legacy.
Bro, Wolverine kills Annie Hall.
Yeah, that's
the
a headline. Yeah.
And I'm still in jail. Zooming in right now.
I didn't need her to survive those decades. What's it been, 15 years since you almost killed her? I didn't need her for her work. I needed her for her aesthetic. She turns houses, she flips houses, she decorates houses.
Sure.
She's big into architecture. So that's why I needed you not to kill her that day. But we were talking before the show about Two Girls, One Cup.
Yeah, as you do. Adam and I have and let's just, let people know our conversations vary. I think that's why we're in the comedy podcast game. But we start talking about the Denver Nuggets, and then I actually can't remember how I transitioned. Oh, you said, what's the series at? And I said, oh, they wrapped it up last night. And I said, I feel like the guy who spoiled the end of Two Girls, One Cup.
Right.
And then cut to 20 minutes later, we're like, we just got to bring this to the mics on air.
Yeah, save it for the air. Yeah, so as Adam astutely pointed out, everyone remembers where they were.
You remember where you were on 9/11 and where you were the first time someone showed you, because no one sought it out and no one stumbled upon it.
It's our Kennedy assassination. Because that's
be.
Anyone over 60, they go, you remember where you were when you heard the news. And it's kind of an indictment of our society and where it's gone to.
It does suck.
Because our parents are of the generation where you'd go, you remember where you were when JFK was killed in Texas. But for us, it's you remember where you were when you first saw Two Girls, One Cup.
Of course.
I was at a buddy's house. We were smoking weed, and he said, you got to see this. Which, by the way, I think historically when a guy's like, dude, you want to see something fucked up?
Right.
I'd say 9 out of 10 guys, and probably 10 out of 10 go, oh, yeah. Or they have some sort of a wall up, and then they get broken down easily. I saw it as soon as the music started. I was like, okay. And then they're making out, if you remember. It starts off very pornographic, which we have later now discovered. It's the trailer for a larger feature-length film that I am willing to pay anyone $100, I'll Venmo you, to watch it. I think it was called Hungry Girls. Yeah, Hungry Girls.
Hungry Bitches.
Hungry Bitches. Two Girls, different film. Two Girls, One Cup is a trailer for the film Hungry Bitches. Hit me up. I'll Venmo you. You got to report back with a synopsis and a video reviewing it.
It's a Brazilian film.
It is?
I'm just reading it. Yeah, the info I'm getting.
Yeah, this movie was so, this clip was so viral. Like, people would post their reactions to it. They would just film themselves reacting to it, and you just see all these guys just getting grossed out.
Young Adam Ray made a video that went viral off of it. Right?
I was sitting there. Oh, God. So I had just started. YouTube had hit 2006. This is 2007. I had just started my YouTube channel. I'm putting up sketches. I'm not sure. I might have had maybe 5 or 6 videos, some man on the street videos from interviewing people on Venice Boulevard, and I went to the 99-cent store on La Brea and did a whole what are you buying, what are you getting, And then I see the reaction videos. I'm like, I got to jump on the bandwagon, but I can't just do a person. I had this Kermit puppet because I'm a big fan of the Muppets. I found it in my closet. I was like, Kermit's going to watch it and then be disgusted and then pull out some Lubriderm and rub one out. And it got 6 million views in, I think, 3 days. Then I bought a Ralph the Dog puppet on Amazon and had Kermit show Rolf. And the video ends with Rolf going, what's the big deal? I eat my own shit all the time. And then, yeah. And then you just kept seeing people showing like their grandmas and the reaction video, I think, really stemmed from the 2 Girls, 1 Cup era.
That may have ushered it in.
I think so. We were not really, we weren't really watching, and we didn't have Instagram Live yet and all that type of stuff. So it was really like people wanted to start watching people. I mean, reality TV, I think, had popped off, significantly, but it really was this new wave of content creators.
Here's an interesting, so a lot of interesting concepts. One is, Ben, speaking of the 99-cent store and anal-derived comedy, I did a bit called Dr. Stefano, proctologist, for the Man Show that involved anuses and the 99-cent store on La Brea.
Like, what could you fit up there?
Well, the bit is self-explanatory, but I filmed it at the 99-cent store that you went and did your Man on the Street bit at. This was several years before this, but circa 2001 or something. But now this begs the question, does everyone know where they were when they saw 2 Girls in 1 Cup? But see, when I saw it, I was your age now, or turning your age now. I was 40, 41. But as I look around, I see a bunch of 27-year-olds who work here. This thing is now 16 years old.
Yeah. Happy anniversary.
So that would put you at age 11 when you saw it.
Lax, you were 11?
If you saw it, no, not Max Zapata, but some of the other crew in here. So the question is did you guys see this shit when you were in the 3rd grade or the 4th grade?
Oh my God, I did not even put that together.
I was 41 and I'm still in therapy.
Yes.
I'm traumatized.
I get what you're saying. There is, unfortunately, with the wave of YouTube and the internet, an influx of things that you shouldn't be able to see, but kids fight through the password parent protection. There's got to have been kids on the playground somewhere that were like, did you hear about this new video?
Well, if
apparently girls pooping each other's mouths, and it's so funny. And one kid's like, it's not funny, it's hot.
If ever, the German kid.
It's the hottest thing I've seen all year since the principal pulled up one leg and we saw half of a clit.
The exchange student from Strudeldorf had a boner. Everyone else was throwing up. So
his catchphrase was "suck my boner."
This then begs the question to Byron and Ben, because you guys are in your 20s still, right? And then did you see 2 Girls, 1 Cup real time, or did your stepdad go, look, we're going to wait another 36 months and then I'll sit down and we'll tell you about mommies who love daddies and what cups and cups and...
What if they were comedians who went on Comics Unleashed and Byron Allen had to turn to him and go, so I heard you're on YouTube.
That's right.
And that was his way of being like, tell me about what you've been up to lately.
So Ben, how old were you?
I have never seen it. My friends tried to trick me into seeing it, and I have been successful in never seeing it.
Oh, really?
That will come to an end as soon as I figure out how.
Yeah. Friends tried to trick you when you were 11?
That was 2007, so I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
Also not the age you want to see that, because I feel like porn has fucked up kids enough. Now you're seeing this.
And then Byron. Now, how old is Byron?
I'm 28.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I heard about it in high school. At first, there was only reaction videos on MySpace that I could find, but eventually, you go to a proxy website and you get where you want to be, or regret where you want it to be.
This feels like his interview for the CIA. They're like, so how did you find it? Because it wasn't out there forever.
Proxy website.
Yeah.
So but this is a few years after it was released, because you weren't in high school when it was released, because it's been 16 years and you're 26?
28. If it came out in 2007,
so you were 12.
I was like going into high school, like 8th grade, 7th grade. So
that's not going.
8th grade,
7th grade, 9th grade. First off, out here it was 10th grade high school. Out here it's 10th grade. In other parts of the country, it's 9th grade.
No, I went to a private Catholic high school, so it was 9th grade through 12th.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? 9th. But you're in the 7th grade.
I'm not doing the math right in my head. All right,
well, let's figure out.
Junior high.
What year were you born?
I was born in 95.
95, and this thing is
2007, so 12.
You're 12.
Yeah, I was.
Were you in high school when
I'm
you were
not
12?
counting going into high school at 12. I never thought about going into high school when I was 12.
Okay, so I heard about it for a while, but I didn't get the internet until high school.
Gotcha. So you heard
you're saying what I'm saying 10 minutes ago, which is there was a delay for.
You're right.
I think there's a delay in this conversation.
Right.
I'll tell you the.
Everyone just go along with me. At the beginning, it's an easier conversation. Yes.
Who showed it to you, Adam?
The late great Bob Schimmel, Robert Schimmel. Robert Schimmel, great comedian, crazy guy, loving, warm, had a crazy life, open book. The guy would come on the radio and talk about his ex, and his ex like sleeping with her. He was sleeping with her. He finds out his ex is cheating. Then he, or somewhere around the same time, Robert starts dating his daughter's friend.
Yeah.
Which and not his 31-year-old daughter, his younger daughter's friend. I mean, he's an onion you just keep peeling. Then gets cancer, then like beats cancer, then like dies in a car crash or something.
Right.
Very funny stand-up.
Yeah.
You kind of think like Dave Attell, Robert Schimmel, kind of the same kind of guy.
He brought fresh fruit.
Yes, we're bringing in both stand-ups, like not the kind of comedians that would sell out an arena, but you and I would kind of be going, I don't know, not that funny, But no, he was great. He was a great stand-up, great guy, funny, warm, open book. Open computer as well, because he, during a break at KLSX, he just popped his laptop up and he was
Did he even say, "Do you got to see this," or was it just like it already started?
It's already on.
He did a check it out, with the chin, like hey, and I thought. I didn't know. Like I thought I was going to see like Saint Bernard puppies wrestling over the same chew toy or something like that.
Rickroll me here.
Like I didn't know what it was. It could have been time wise could have been a Rickroll situation. And it was just pow. There's 2 girls, 1 cup.
Well, and let's be honest, the filmmaker, I can't believe I just called him that, who made 2 Girls, 1 Cup, the director, whoever wrote this story, knew his audience. He's like, guys are going to watch. What do we need to hook them in with? The same way Dr. Phil will hook in you with on today's show, my next guest has a UTI and a PhD.
Right.
You're not changing the channel.
Right.
She's going to bleed on a beanbag for 40 minutes, and we're going to test the blood, and you'll guess if it's A or B. He had girls making out right up top, and that made everyone go, "Okay, go on."
Yeah, right.
And then
it gets confusing for a few seconds. Like what is this? What's happening?
I love Schimmel so much that I figured, as a comedian, he's showing me something that's going to be funny.
Yes. Oh, you always trust your comedian
I trust
friend.
a comedian friend always.
It's just a bad move.
We have the Man Show bit.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say we have the original link.
Filmed at the 99-cent store that you hung out, did your Man on the Street video.
By the way, if you can find that, if you can type in Adam Ray dollar store, it might still be up there. You get a 2007, 2 years from college, 22-year-old Adam Ray. Real quick thoughts on the 99-cent store.
Byron says you were still in high school at 22. By the way. Yeah, so his window for high school is from 11 to 41.
Hey, everyone grew up where they grew up. What are your thoughts on the 99-cent store? Like,
I'll show you the interior of it right now, and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Never have the volume up, which is always I always ask this question, but I never really get an answer as to why we never have the volume up. All right, here we go.
Hello. I'm proctologist Dr. Carl Stefano.
Yes, dude.
I've been in practice for over 20 years, surgically removing the stuff that people put up their butts for a thrill. You may ask, where does all this quality merchandise go? Dr. Stefano's Anal Emporium! I've got house and house of quality merchandise at Right. Prices.
That's a great idea for a
Aerosol
sketch.
deodorant. Leading store price, $3.49. Dr. Stefano's discount price, 59 cents. Light bulbs, 3-pack. Leading store price, $2.99. My discount price, just 49 cents. Declawed gerbils. Pet store price, over $10 a pop. Dr. Stefano's discount price, $4.49. The competition's prices are astronomical. My prices, astronomical. Right, little fella? Looking for rock bottom prices on carrots, cucumbers, and zucchinis? Then don't forget to check out our produce section. We've got freshness you can smell and taste. Also, look for big savings on football, toothbrush, traffic cone, action figure, travel mug, graduation cap and gown. All the prices in it. So if you like quality merchandise, you love to save money, and you don't mind stuff that's been in another person's ass, then come on down to Dr. Stefano's Anal Emporium. We got rock bottom prices.
Rock bottom prices in San Francisco, West Hollywood, and our newest store in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Your character work is severely underrated.
I just believed I was Dr. Stefano.
I would have been starstruck if I ran into him at a Whole Foods parking lot.
Yeah,
That's the stash. That's a great sketch, dude.
I think Dan Dratch may have written that. Rachel Dratch's brother, Dan, who's a great guy. We'd always work on stuff together, but I remember he said, "Is it Doc?" I said to him, "Is it Dr. Stefano or Dr. Stefano?" And he's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, I'll just do Dr. Stefano then, because we're making up a name."
How quickly would an idea from pen to paper to make, like, where do you think that fell in the list of sketches that was like greenlit immediately? Or
some of them we would have to argue with Jimmy over. Like, he'd just go, "This is gross," or "I don't get it," or "It's not funny," or whatever. Then me and Danny Two Sheets would argue with him about stuff. And so there'd be like a side burner for bits. They were like, "I'll let it go for a week, and we'll come back and argue about it." Later on,
which sometimes does help, just to kind of step away from an idea.
I think that one we all kind of agreed was funny,
no brainer,
and we're just gonna do it. Go find the location. We can get to the 99-cent store. I don't know. They opened at 10 in the morning. We just need it for an hour before they open. We'll shoot the doctor scene across where Hollywood Center. Will just art department will just take a space and make it look like a proctologist's office or whatever.
My favorite part was the declawed gerbil and the colonoscopy stock footage that
actually was a great idea. That adds to the infomercial element.
What I like was actually my greatest man show moments have to do with the ass. My contribution was graduation cap and gown. The notion that someone would put that up their ass, and you could still, because it had to start with stuff you could put up your ass,
and
but
then heighten.
Had to get to action figures and stuff.
Well, this does beg the question of, like, and this is why it's like an actual, relatable sketch, is that, like, my dad was a cardiovascular surgeon for 30, 40 years. And then, even in his days working in the VA before he retired a couple of years ago, would tell me about the things that he would that people would come in sometimes that were in their ass. Staplers, remotes, phones, and I'm just thinking like the basic pens, maybe a wrinkle release bottle. It makes, stuff that just feels like, that could probably get up there.
Fit, yeah.
Travel,
it could fit.
Travel size toothpaste, travel size deodorant,
Drugs,
travel sized.
Travel sized.
Yeah, because the thing about the anus is you can't train it. I don't believe.
Well, not with that attitude. We'll be right back. And on next week's show, we're going to teach you how to train yourself.
You can train a Labrador, but you can't train a wild wolf. You know what I mean? And the anus is the wild wolf
of the human body.
And
you've always said that.
People can do, how do you see the guys walk around with those big gauge earrings?
Oh, yeah.
All right, but how do they start? They start with the little one, the little dagger one, and then they move it up, and they move it up, and they move it up. You can't do that with your anus. You can't train it progressively because it'll just hang open the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's important.
I would like to pitch a live show of you and Jimmy pulling up old man show, and stop me if you've already done this. And I can either host it, moderate it, or just be in attendance. But where you look back at old clips. It's a best of or a like anniversary show or whatever. Even just a one-off of you and Jimmy. Like that's why even me just asking you that question about that sketch, I've got a billion more questions like that about the whole show.
Well, I'm an open book. There's another great, my favorite joke of mine, at least from the Man Show, was a bit that was one of the first bits I came up with, which is called Rest Assured, and it's basically after you die, this company will come in and clean up your bachelor apartment so your parents don't have to fly in from Wisconsin and find the total debauchery, all the porn and everything. But and I won't bore everyone with the bit, but the best joke, the joke that I always like the best, I think the joke, it probably comes 45, 50 seconds into it, but there's a bowling pin joke, and it's ass related. And that's my favorite Man Show joke
of all time.
And I'll just play the first minute of it, and I'll describe it to you. But that's I don't know why that stuck out as my favorite joke.
And look at this, 2 minutes. Like you're on point with the length here.
Well, it's a commercial.
Pre-Vine.
Right.
You know, sometimes the unthinkable can happen.
Killed by an ice cream truck.
I mean...
And when it does, your family will remember you by what you've left behind.
Our little Adam was a drug addict.
And a pervert.
Dildo, handcuff.
Funny, dude.
When you're gone, it's too late to hide any evidence of your hedonistic
so funny.
lifestyle. Hey, no one wants to be remembered this way. And when your time is up, you want to rest in peace. Not in shame. That's why I'm here to tell you about the Rest Assured Disposal Service. Here's how it works. Seconds after your unexpected death,
Stock
a monitoring
footage.
Yeah, this is
device
amazing.
alerts our dispatch unit. In and out in 5, let's go! Our expert team
God,
of
dude.
disposal
Guys in
technicians
hazmat suits
immediately
running in.
converge on the premises to confiscate all your intimate possessions.
New guy that way. Let's go. Go, go, go. Contraceptive on the table. Let's move, gentlemen. Get that goat off the bed.
Blow up doll, goats, dirty underwear.
There's a joke.
Smells the bowling pin. Motions, get it out
All
of
right,
here.
you can stop it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I fell in love with myself. I
Worth
said,
it.
we're going to have a bowling game. We're going to have the hazmat guy, walking the bowling pin out. And then the supervisor guy's going to go, what's wrong with the bowling? You know, maybe the guy bowled, or what's wrong with the bowling pin? So just give him you don't have to take everything in the apartment. And then the guy will go, sniff it. The guy sniffs it and goes, get it out. So that's basically putting a bowling pin up my ass.
Now, back to Two Girls, One Cup for a minute. You brought up this point outside. You go, where are they now? VH1, we could use a where are they now, Two Girls, One Cup.
Well, absolutely.
Are they parents? Have they started families? My whole thing was like, later that day even, they just went about their business, checking their email. Maybe one of them went to Starbucks and was drinking a Frappuccino, and somebody, one of her friends was like, hey, you got a little something. And who knows what that still was. But they just continued to be normal people. That's what's bonkers to me, is like pre and post shoot.
One of them had to find Jesus Christ.
1,000%.
1,000%. Now, I told Ben to scour the internet. He has 3 sources that say one girl died of dysentery.
I'm not buying it.
Trust none of them.
That's not right.
I don't
We
trust
would've
any of
heard
these
it.
Sources.
And the other was
too on
an
the
ice
nose.
cream vendor.
No, that I
can't
buy.
be. Yeah,
No, because it's the soft serve.
It's the soft
angle.
serve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she was trying to parlay that into an entrepreneur, avenue of just like Christine's.
I don't know.
2
Look,
girls, 2 cup. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a way to.
I'll tell you I tell you how we flush these gals out from hiding.
Would you have one on the show if we found one?
Of course.
Oh yeah, I think we need to
Ladies.
find any age-appropriate Brazilian woman that would put you somewhere between the age of 37 and 44. And you just come out and you just claim to be one of the girls.
Yeah, I think so.
And then one of the other girls is going to get pissed off and
Right.
show herself.
Yes. I think the same way Howard Stern interviewed all the Tiger Wood mistresses, I think we need to find all the girls who auditioned for Two Girls, One Cup and didn't book the part and have them on and have them re-audition.
You're
Not,
right.
look, just reading the script.
Right,
Script.
obviously.
Was there dialogue?
I don't remember.
You didn't remember if there were faces. At one point, Adam was like, were they, what did you say? Like, what did they, you couldn't even see faces. You don't remember.
I don't hear any dialogue over my screaming.
Yeah.
My recollection is that
Your recollection?
my recollection was, well, first off, I had this thing like when Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious killed the guy who killed his dad at the track.
Right.
He did that whole thing where it's like, they said, first off, when his car blew up at the track, they said he heard him screaming, but everyone said it was them. It was him screaming.
Right.
And then when he found the guy and he picked up a wrench and he just kept beating him until his arm felt like he couldn't move anymore, like he didn't remember any of that. That's kind of my recollection with Schimmel, Two Girls in One Cup, which is, I think Schimmel had it queued up.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of fanfare before the fanny fair.
No.
I felt like he just popped it open and it was like, pow, it was go time.
Yeah, I think people during that time just knew that they needed to get in and get out with it. That they didn't want to leave anyone an opportunity to blink or turn away.
Right. Yeah, he may have suspected that I was on to it at that point and didn't want to do a bunch of lead in. You know, he didn't want to put a head on it, so
You're
to
at
speak.
work.
Riddle me this.
Carla and Latifah.
That's her name?
Those are the two names.
Harland?
Carla.
Carla.
Carla and Latifah.
Yeah.
Riddle me this. George, my stepdad, who's we famously mentioned on the show numerous times, living legend, is about to turn 80 and
Has not seen it?
has not seen it.
Oh, well, you got his present.
And you have our present when you film it.
That's right.
Wow. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah.
I don't know what, like, because he's clicking and ticking, and I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. So do you want to, at 80, do you think you could process it at 80 versus like?
I think the preamble to the presentation is like, George, I could have got you another shitty knit tie you're not going to wear, or one of those flashlights that's rechargeable. Been there, done that. I'm going to give you the gift that keeps giving. And then you just pop the computer open. Pow. Hey, he's going to think you made him a happy birthday video or something.
Yeah, he's going to stay engaged.
Or he got like well, let's say, I don't know, who's he love? Does he have a comedian that he loves? You know what I mean?
He loves you.
All right, he's going to think I made him a happy birthday video, and you're going to present it to him, and then pow. As a matter of fact,
Maybe we started.
We lead in.
We lead.
We lead in.
You're leading. You're the Family Matters before Full House.
Yes. My lead in will be, hey, George, 80th. That's a big day. I enjoyed every second last time I saw you in Monterey. Hold on. Let me just give you a quick word from one of my associates here. And then we just cut to pow, and then it's back to me.
Oh,
Can we do that?
oh God. I
And then
hate
you
that I
film
even
it?
threw this out there because now I'm not going to not be able to do it.
I love it goes back to you.
Yeah.
It closes. Well, happy birthday.
Oh, you got to. Otherwise, it's cruel.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, you got to bookend it. All
gotta
right,
bookend it.
I'll get back to you.
That's right. Yeah. I'll get Dan Dratch. We'll see if we can punch it up.
Okay,
We'll figure it out.
I'm not opposed.
All right. We'll take a break. I got some interesting Le Mans news, some Ferrari news. We'll talk more with we'll do the news too
I love that.
right after this. Let me tell you about Turo. Innovative. It's the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want, wherever you want, from a community of local hosts. Browse a huge selection of vehicles for just about any occasion or budget. Book an SUV or a minivan for a family road trip, a pickup truck for some errands, or even test drive an EV. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Forget your boring rental cars at Turo, Turo.com. Let me tell you about Simply Safe. Oh, you've heard us talk about Simply Safe and how they were named Best Home Security of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. But they're not resting on their laurels or their pines or whatever they might rest on. No, they're always innovating, always moving forward. And now they have a new 2-in-1 smoke and CO detector. Distinguishes between fire and the cooking smoke you get, that sets up off the false alarms. And so there's none of that anymore. These guys are great. They've been on board for over a decade with us. We all use it. It's easy to set up yourself, 24/7 professional monitoring. They have trained agents. They'll respond in an emergency. They'll dispatch police, firefighters, or EMTs right to your door, even if you're away or can't be reached. And it costs under $1 a day. And right now, you get 20% off your new system when you sign up for interactive monitoring. So go to Simply Safe, 2 I's, simplysafe.com/Adam. Save that 20%. It's simplysafe.com/Adam. Blinds Galore, family owned and run, the original place to buy custom window treatments online, and they're celebrating 25 years in the business. These guys are, I was just looking at them today. They're in my master bedroom. They are in my office. They're in my kitchen. They're all over my house. They're all over my workplace. No expensive interior designer necessary. Do it all right from home. Just take your measurements and customize it online. You'll see your shade come to life right on screen because they are custom. And you can also do smart blinds and connect your shades to Amazon, Alexa. They even have remote. I have the remote. I'm not that smart. Save a ton compared to the big box stores. And summer's right around the corner. Now's the best time to make sure you have all the best blinds and shades to block out all the excessive heat, especially if you got like a bedroom upstairs or something. The sun's pouring through. That is Blinds Galore. Right, Dawson?
BlindsGalore.com makes it easy to do it all from home. Order your free samples today to get started at BlindsGalore.com and let them know that Adam sent you. That's BlindsGalore.com.
Adam Ray in studio is going to be at the Triple Door this Saturday in Seattle, Washington, then off to Portland, Oregon. The Get Down, that'll be June 24th, Dallas, Texas, Hyenas Comedy Club as well. Go to AdamRayComedy.com for all his dates. I know you're in the Barbie movie everyone is talking about coming up. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't. I've seen, I did ADR for, I think I've got 3 scenes.
Oh, really?
As a cop. And, oh, by the way, my Triple Door show's in Seattle. First one sold out. I think there's about 15 tickets left for the late show, so get those.
Right.
Yeah, it was awesome. My scenes are with Gosling and Margot Robbie, the 2 leads, and awesome experience. You just want to keep popping up in cool shit that people are going to hopefully see. I feel like Barbie is going to be one of those movies that most people go see.
People are pumped for that movie.
Look, you got 2 rock star movie stars and Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. Greta Gerwig, of Lady Bird fame and numerous other achievements, and then Noah Baumbach, Squid and the Whale, Marriage Story. They wrote it together and then she directed it.
Wow.
Which to me was immediately like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Because and Greta even told me, she was like, we were like, why do it if we're not going to make it weird and funny and just out there, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. The early buzz it's amazing.
It looks pretty fucking awesome. And I mean, Michael Cera, Will Ferrell, it's stacked. And you'll get an Adam Ray appearance. Gosling, let me just say this. The guy is everything you think he is.
I think pretty highly of him.
I don't think he even blinked when we talked. We talked comedy for about 20 minutes in between takes. By the way, one of the takes, myself and the other cop made him and Margot laugh really hard. And at the end of it, it was on our coverage. And so they weren't on screen. So they're just, he was breaking. And at the end, he just goes, if that's not the trailer, I don't know what is.
Wow.
High praise. And so we're talking comedy after. And he was just asking me all these questions, and he was so engaged and generous with his back and forth. He was like, "So how long have you been doing?" I was like, "About 16 years," and everything was kind of blowing his mind. He was like, "Wow," and I was like, "Yeah." And sometimes I get they give you free food after the show. He's like, "Wow, food!" Oh my god. and then he asked a few more questions, and I'll just say this to the ladies that are wondering, how tough was it to not sweat and think about the aspect of him that most girls fantasize about. Well, look, I'm happily married, but there was a point where I was like, if you don't look away, I'm gonna jerk you off in front of the crew because there's a lot going on here that you're exuding, and I get why everyone's walking around on pins and needles, just clinching onto their squirt. I
don't want to bring it back to your
abilities.
stepdad George and his 80th birthday presentation, but I think I have an idea. I think I just beat our last idea.
It's Gosling opens the video, tosses to Carolla,
you're not going to be able to
Collab.
listen. Let's be honest. Gosling isn't going to remember you. He's not going to remember.
Oh no, I've already.
Let's be honest.
I love that you said that because already one of my buddies was like, "Dude, you got to go to the premiere and go like see if we'll do your podcast." I go, he doesn't remember the interaction.
Right. So
like, and I'm glad that I'm savvy enough to know that. You know,
Yeah.
like I remember in the early days of doing anything, going up to people and being like, "Hey, I blah blah blah," right? You know, even, like when Larry King, R.I.P., when I met him at the Grove and I was high as balls and I went up, he was with his nephew at the snack machine and I was like, Larry, big fan. He was like, cool, I'm with my nephew. And I was like, what sort of snacks are you getting? And he was like, I don't know, popcorn probably. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going back for a refill on Twizzlers because I'm pretty baked.
Right.
And then he was like, cool, I'm with my nephew. Do you mind? And I was like, not at all. I just got interviewed by Larry King. And then the nephew laughed, he didn't. I walked away. In my head, if I had seen him again like a month later, I, at that point in my life, would have gone up to him and been like, remember at the movie theater? Bad News Bears. So at this point, I read the room. So you're saying what?
Here it is. Because you made me think. The trailer's out. It's coming out soon. And talking about you making the trailer. I think for George's 80th, you present the trailer and you're excited because you made the trailer.
Oh, Jesus.
You made the trailer.
He's sitting down then.
He's sitting down. You fire it up. And obviously, we're going to cook this. You tell George you made the trailer. You tell George you're at the 41-second mark. Oh. We just run the trailer, the Barbie movie trailer, at the 41-second mark. 2 girls, 1 cup. And then right back to the rest of the trailer. I think that's the best way to present this. And we got to film him.
And you ask for forgiveness, you don't ask for permission.
That's right.
I can't run this by my mom.
No.
I can't run it by any of his
You
former
run it
colleagues.
Up her flagpole, she will not salute. That much I can tell you.
I want to do this so bad.
I think the trailer, totally feasible.
Yeah.
By the way, because you're in the movie, Gosling said that was the trailer, and by gum, he was right. Easy.
Okay.
By the way, with you kids and your MacBook Pros, you could whack this thing together in 25 seconds.
Got all the right tools for this.
You could do this so easily.
All right. I'm leaning towards doing it. So let's just leave it at that, and I'll report back.
When's his birthday?
July.
All right, we got time.
I think 1st or 2nd.
We
My
got
mom's
lead.
the first. He's the
That's
second.
when the Barbie movie comes out.
Barbie
July,
movie's
so
coming out. He's got to see
makes
that
sense.
trailer.
Or maybe, Jesus Christ.
And there's plausible deniability for you.
I don't know how that got in there.
You just go, what the fuck? Who
Maybe
hacked
that's
this?
what it is. Okay, that
Somebody
makes me feel
emailed
more
me
comfy.
this. Somebody emailed me this trailer.
They said it was like the red trailer, like the more edgy version or something.
Yeah, like
Red Band, yeah.
The Red Band trailer.
Yeah, the Red Band trailer.
And be like this, or maybe just this trailer has featured me in it. You know?
Yeah, they do a few.
Here's the thing: people can just always avert their eyes now, avert their head. What you got to do is get one of those Oculus, those VR goggles, because no matter what way he turns, he can't avoid it.
Well, that's what's going to be terrifying. Is like he's going to be so engaged. I think he's going to be so confused that he's such a good guy. As soon as the girls are pooping on each other's mouths, he's going to somehow trick his brain into this is part of the movie. I don't want to be rude to my son.
There's going to be a process.
And look away.
There's going to be a processing.
He'll think in his head and go, if I go, oh my God, what the fuck is that? That I'm going to be offended. So he's going to somehow stay locked in, and then when it ends, go, well, I can't wait to see it. So what was that part in the...
Can we do this?
Which one were you?
Which one were you?
Can the gift be the VR goggles? And then, not only that, but...
George, I want to take you into the future.
The first thing we're going to watch is the
past.
trailer with the VR goggle gift, still with the bow on the side. And that way it's easier to film him.
Here's the thing. He's seen a lot. He's a West Point grad. He had a paper out since he was 9. He's been with my mom for coming up on, I think, 25 years. He's seen a lot.
He's loved and lost.
It's time. It's time.
That's not all what I was saying, but I guess it is. But I guess the ramifications of not being able to unsee this, like we were saying off mic. Mm-hmm. Not like I don't want him to ride off into the sunset with this. Can you imagine being on your last few moments and what if he's just looking at me and somehow all he can see is, remember when you showed me that trailer?
Yeah, at the end. Then you hear the then it's a flat line.
And then I bring the girls out.
That's right.
Maybe that's how we soften the blow.
Look,
All right.
I'm just saying, give it some thought.
There's a version of this.
There's a version of this. Work the plausible deniability.
I mean, I will say this: he loves. It's like even my stand-up or crowd work stuff. Like his sensibility and sense of humor has really evolved. And even this clip that I sent Chris, he texted me this morning and was like, "That was brilliant the way you handled it. I love the blah blah." He's starting to get more just savvy from listening to your show, obviously, and just stand-up in general. So I'm thinking there's a version of him that might not be as fazed by it.
But then there's your mom, which could be, George couldn't achieve an erection that night, or his erection wouldn't go away, which is a bigger problem for your mom.
She's like, now we have to play it every time before we do it.
That's right.
Just to get him going.
Oh, no.
Your plan backfired, son.
Generic Viagra is $22 a pill.
We're role
This shit's
now.
free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Do we have the clip of you doing the aforementioned crowd work?
So I was in Sacramento all weekend, and then I did a one-nighter in Petaluma at a place called the Roaring Donkey, a little place that holds maybe 60. They packed in about 90. I was, a nice treat for them. It was an awesome crowd, an awesome room. Shout out to those guys, Mike and the rest of the gang that made it happen. And this happened, and thank God it was taped. And I pride myself on dealing with crowd work stuff, but this one was exceptional as far as like, I think I kept my cool and I always try to give people chances and kill it with kindness. That way the crowd's on your side if you need to power slam. So, if you want to play this.
What's that now?
She wouldn't stop talking about it.
Talk a lot.
All show.
I don't know if that's you just having the gift of gab or if there's a lack of back and forth in your day-to-day. But you're pretty chatty, Gift of gab? Yeah. Do you go out to shows a lot? Do you sit front row? Are you experiencing like the live show, I guess, much in your life? No. Okay, so this is pretty new. Yeah. So for future reference, I'm not at television. Like I'm here live. So and there's other people that I don't know if you've observed, but they go ha 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 ha, or they don't, and then they just listen. It's not really a choose your own adventure type conversation. But just for future reference, there'll be comedians that don't want to like deal with it, and they'll be really, they'll be crazy, and they'll make it weird, So I don't want you to have to go through that. You good? You have a hard shell? Okay. Well, in that case, quit being a fucking cunt, because I think that. And shut the fuck up and let me just do my jokes, all right? I can't tell you how good that felt. Now, what do you do for work? You're a hairdresser. Oh, so oh my God. There's got to be so many people out there that wanted a perm and they're just like, just shave my head and shut the fuck up. Stop talking to me! Oh my God!
Front row center.
How they film that?
My buddy put a camera on stage and then just one right down the barrel. It's kind of a cool.
And then they edit it.
They do.
Well, you like the split screen, right?
It's really cool.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nick Larson.
Where can we see that?
That's on my Instagram, TikTok, Adam Ray Comedy. Just it's so funny. I was not gonna tape that show, and I was telling Chris this off air. It's like I've done this a handful of times in the last probably 5 years where I go, it's either lazy to organize it or just talking myself out of like, you don't need to. I've gotten to a point, and I'm curious what your thoughts are, where I'm good at forgetting that I'm even taping my set. Because there was a point there when I was like cognizant of it, and I wasn't trying to do stuff that was clip worthy. It just was getting in my head once something started to happen that was like a cool moment off the cuff. I would immediately think like, oh, don't fuck this up. But now I'm just like, I'm locked in that I forget the cameras are even there. But I'm glad we did because, and again, it was such an intimate room. I was like, oh, I'm going to, have fun and work out some stuff and told some new stories that I was like, I'll record the audio. But having the camera on the person, as I was telling Chris, helps out a lot because she's laughing, which I think helps dilute even more to call her a C-bomb, even though I feel like it was still justified because she was, she basically was like, I don't do this a lot, blah,
was
blah,
she
blah.
drunk, you think?
No. And even afterwards, and her husband's a cop in San Fran, and her friend even messaged, and I gave her a hug after, and I said, thanks for taking it in stride, and she was sweet about it, and like, you saw her laughing, she was, and I wish I could show more of how much she was talking. That was about 30 minutes in, a lot. This was me. I should have even maybe prefaced with like, I gave her chances before that to kind of whatever, and then that was me finally being like, what's going on, you know? And her friend messaged me on Instagram and was like, she told her husband that she got in trouble during the show, and he said, and I quote, "Yeah, because you won't shut the fuck up." So clearly she gabs a lot, but of course she's a hairdresser too, the most gabbiest job of all time.
All right, we'll do some news. I don't know what you got, Chris, but I got, well, in the news, I guess they just finished the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I think it was the 100th year of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and Ferrari came back and won, and that's a big deal because they dominated through probably the 50s, the 60s, and then they last time Ferrari won Le Mans, biggest race in the world, 1965.
Wow. There's a good documentary on it.
Oh, yeah.
On Ferrari's
Ferrari
dominance in Le Mans.
Where
do I find that?
The 24-Hour War. I don't know where you find it, but I made that doc. But, so here's the question, and here's the hypothetical. They won in 65, and then they took 58 years off, and then they won, 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Ferrari did. Now, I remember one time very clearly, and the new car, the new car looks like a spaceship, and the 65 car looks like an old Ferrari kind of sports car. We'll show you pictures of it. The new one is pretty amazing looking. And the old one was, I think, a 250 LM, mid-engine V8. But one time I was talking to a guy who's the encyclopedia of all these cars and knows every car and knows what they're all worth. And I was saying to him at Pebble Beach a couple of years ago, I go, the Ferrari GTO, which is everyone knows is the most expensive Ferrari, trading now somewhere between 45 million and maybe 100 million, all history. Depends on the history of the car. I said, that's the most expensive Ferrari in the world. And he said, no, it's not that car. It's a 250 LM, which is not a V12 car, which is if you had a Ferrari GTO and a Ferrari 250 LM with the exact same history, the GTO would be worth $50 million and the 250 LM would be worth 25 or 30 million bucks. Quite a downgrade. But he said the most expensive Ferrari is not a GTO. It's a 250 LM because it's the last time Ferrari won Le Mans.
Ah,
wow.
The last time they won it was in this car, not a GTO.
Wow.
Then he said, we rebuilt that car and we and I know the owner, and they even did a thing to it where they made it look like it just came off the track they painted it, and then they drove it around and like flung gravel at the front of it so it would get little chips and stuff, so it would have like the patina, so it looked very accurate for how it drove at Le Mans last, and so on and so forth. All right, but now here's the question. That car, 140 million, 150 million, I don't know what it is, but it was the last Ferrari that won Le Mans until 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Now it's not.
Right.
So if you own that car, it's still going to be worth over 100 million bucks. But did you just drop 10 million bucks from the price of your car? Are you rooting for Toyota if you own that car, like the Miami Dolphins unbeaten team is rooting for the Patriots to lose in the Super Bowl, or the Bears to lose in Miami so they won't go unblemished?
Probably.
I would make sense to me, right?
Yeah, I think so. Years ago, I was walking through downtown Vegas, and this extremely tall guy just walks by me. I think his name's George something. He was like 7'8".
George Marathon.
No, it wasn't Marathon. Yeah, I forget.
From My Big Giant, or My Little Giant, or what? My Good Giant?
My Giant. I think it's My Giant. Yeah. So he walks by, and then I look at Jen, and I go, "We have to follow him because I want to talk to him. I got to get a picture of him because I'm so short and he's so tall. That'd be hilarious." So I go and I talk to him. I buy him a drink, and we talk for a little bit. And he was the tallest man on earth until like 2 years prior when a 19-year-old just gained like a quarter inch above him. And now he's just hanging out in
now
Vegas
he's just
bars.
a tall guy wasting space.
Right. Whacking his head on door jams.
That's right.
What a bummer.
Yeah, he was the tallest guy in the country before this 19-year-old just surpassed him.
Yeah, so now this car's not the last car to win Le Mans for Ferrari, and that was its real significance. So it's worth tens of millions of dollars, but I don't know. It may have taken a haircut because they won again.
That's weird.
After all these years.
Quick question: what's the most expensive car? I guess this would be maybe even a Leno question in his garage, but like that somebody has paid to, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, the way that you've purchased cars, like what's the most that somebody has thrown down to maybe get a famous car? Is there like a record out there or a number, or are there just so many that it's like?
I think a Mercedes sold 2 years ago for like $160, $160 million.
Holy shit.
Something like that.
Is that crazy to you?
You know, it's like saying, this Monet was sold for $100 or traded by Monet so he could get a bowl of soup in 1871 or something, and now it's at the Louvre and they estimated $300 million. It's like, it seems nuts, but if you think about art,
right,
or Mark Wahlberg's house, I guess. I mean, it's all on the table now.
Yeah,
but Toyota was winning this race, and a squirrel ran out on the track, and the Toyota hit the squirrel, and it damaged the whole front end of the car. They're saying squirrel,
like Fabio on the roller coaster with the bird.
Yep. Well, a squirrel at 200 miles an hour will take out Dolph Lundgren.
Randy Johnson's pitch eviscerated a bird. That bird turned into dust.
Is there footage of the squirrel? See, again, I'm so fucked up. I want to see it. Did the squirrel
I don't know if there's film of it, but it took out the whole front end of the car
because it got caught up into the.
Yeah, and it's a French squirrel, so it could have been drunk. I don't know if they're bigger over there. I had a squirrel
crosswalk lines.
I left my house today and had a squirrel not only scoot across the street. The weight. They're trying to commit suicide, essentially.
1,000%.
They will run out in front of me. This one ran out in front of me. I started swerving, and it changed direction toward the direction I was swerving. It's like, how bad is your marriage?
I don't know. Sometimes they're just thrill seekers.
Strung out on drugs? I'm doing everything I can not to run you over.
I'm going to guess that it was Chip or Dale, and they had a Rescue Rangers department meeting, and one of them got let go.
Well, Toyota was leading. A squirrel ran out, took out the front end of the car, and Ferrari took the win.
Blame the squirrel.
Again, at 200 miles an hour, stuff becomes weaponized.
Now, does Toyota come out with a new car that's squirrel proof, and they're new, how it's Toyota, we're going places
one of
or
those
whatever?
Habit Trail balls.
We're going places. Unless there's a squirrel involved, then you're probably not. You're probably gonna have to cancel your trip.
The Mercedes sold for 143 million, but it could have been 143 million euro, which would get us to 160.
I mean, I get it. We've all bought things impulsively, whether it's a DVD box set at Best Buy of Tom Hanks and Schwarzenegger, you get Last Action Hero and Philadelphia. You see those two together, and you're like, separately, I don't know if I would have bought, but together, you're just making this easier. Weighted blankets. We've all done it. So I get if you see a car like that and you really think you need it, but goddamn, I can't imagine having that sort of cash and dropping that. You must have so much in the bank to throw around, right?
Let me write
I would hope so.
No, you're down on your luck. You're sleeping on a futon at your in-laws' place.
Yeah. Imagine being the R&D department at Toyota, working for years on this car just to have it squandered away by a squirrel crossing the street.
You're booking hours in the wind tunnel. You know what I mean? You got the wind tunnel coming at 214 miles an hour to substitute or to simulate the Mulsanne straight.
Yeah.
You got 50 guys with computers, some guys coming in there, and he's putting just a little bit of rake on the rear spoiler to get a little more downforce over 200 miles, and then a fucking varmint just comes sprinting out in front of you and takes out your windscreen and everything else.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess silver lining. At least it wasn't a bear. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to find like at least
could have been a moose.
Could have been a moose. You could have like. You lost a race, but you could have died, I guess. And I guess that's worse. Like I remember when I was feeding kangaroos in Australia at a sanctuary, and one of them stood up and like flexed. By the way, if you haven't seen a kangaroo ever like stand up, even though they're like 60 or 70 years old, I was like, dude, this bouncing Schwarzenegger is about that. It looks like it'd been doing dips since like 9 a.m. Right. And I was like, what if this thing just drop kicked me? Like it tried to fight that guy once. Yeah, see? Yeah. This thing, I mean,
it's
dude,
all muscle.
They're just all muscle. And I was like, what if he just fucking ended me? And that's my story. And everyone's at the funeral like giggling because you can't not. Because when someone's like, what happened? Dude, he was feeding a roo.
I would go to the funeral and I would say, I know you're grieving George, but Adam made this video.
You have a video presentation.
Before he left for Australia, and he wanted me to share it with you.
He told me that this would help you bounce back. Sorry to make a kangaroo pun at the funeral, but
he had an eerie premonition before he got onto the plane.
We have audio of discussing this present plan. So I know you're like, is this really what he wanted from me? And I think it is.
Right. All right.
But so I'm saying, like, I think it could have been worse.
Let's do one story since Matt Walsh is here now.
All right. So let's see if it's just one story. Let's do this one. So Pat Sajak, he has announced that he is going to be stepping down from Wheel of Fortune.
I want this job.
Oh, why? This
Throw me in the ring.
It's like an awesome job. So
who wouldn't want it?
He's had it for over 40 years, but he tweeted yesterday, quote, well, the time has come. I've decided that our 41st season, which begins in September, will be my last. It's been a wonderful ride, and I'll have more to say in the coming months. Many thanks to you all. If nothing else, I'll keep the clickbait sites busy. Now, just a reminder, he took the helm of Wheel of Fortune in 1981, along co-host Vanna White, which is what I want. So if you take the hosting job, I'll be
1,000. I mean, you might have to fight Brad for it, but
damn it.
Yeah, Brad Williams.
There's a top row.
We could have two.
Yeah.
There's a top row. Funny. All right, you're in so far.
You're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so remember, they're now everyone's worried about what Wheel of Fortune is going to do because Jeopardy was such a mess when they tried to replace Alex.
Oh, they had Mayim Bialik and fucking
the producer
Ken, whatever his name is.
Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings and Oscar the Grouch and fucking Danny Bonaducci and
all right, is this good? Would you want this for your career, Adam Ray? And what I'm saying is so on one hand, it's kind of like having a billionaire dad. Like on one hand, people go, "Oh man, that fucking guy's got it made." Like when you do a career like this,
yeah.
And then the other part is they go, "Yeah, but it doesn't really do anything," you know. And then the other part goes, "Yeah, but you take that cush gig at your dad's corner office," and they'd be like, "Yeah, but you never really struck out on your own and found out what it was like." And so everyone would simultaneously say, this is the greatest gig ever, and then simultaneously kind of be going, we never really found out what he had in the tank.
I hear you. I think I still got a lot left to prove to the biz and myself. So I think, it could be a step in the wrong direction. But I also feel like I've, stacked enough chips to where it's maybe, I don't know. It could be, if there's a job like this where you can still be yourself and be funny, that's appealing. Sajak, I feel like, and not to throw shade, did a reverse Trebek where in the last few years he got a little lazy with his back and forth. It was like, Pam, it says here you teach kindergarten, and she's like, yeah, the kids. She's like, all right. And
there's a portion of game shows like this one, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, where right after the first commercial break, they go around, they interview the contestants. They have like one little anecdote about each contestant. I don't know, to make them more personal.
Yes,
right.
It's simultaneously the worst and most hilarious part of the show.
Well, Sajak didn't even. He had an opportunity to kind of back and forth and do what Trebek did, which was gangster, where a woman would be like, he's like, so Allison, it says here you had a Star Wars wedding, and she's like, yeah, so. Inhaler time. So actually, my husband and I, so he's a big Chewbacca fan and I'm a big Ewok fan. So we got married. We had a replica Millennium Falcon built in our backyard in Temecula, California. Shout out to Pachanga Casino where I used to work. Take me away. That's the Pachanga song. They played it at the after party. So we got married, a Star Wars wedding. And Trebek, I kid you not, verbatim was like, nerd alert.
Yeah.
We can find the clip and everyone laughs. And the girl's like, yeah, I mean, we had a good time. And it's like so awkward, but everyone laughs because Trebek's also filled with cancer, so he got the cancer laugh.
Oh, the cancer laugh.
But he's also so likable.
And right. And so Adam Ray, if you hosted Wheel of Fortune,
I'm busting balls.
And someone's like that, you're like, shut up, cunt.
That's at Adam Ray Comedy on Instagram and Twitter. Come see me on the road, adamraycomedy.com for tickets. I wouldn't go that hard in the paint, but I would hit him and hug him a little bit more than these guys do.
Yeah.
I think there's missed opportunities. And look, that's just, I guarantee you're the same way. It's a missed opportunity when you're interacting with people, even on a game show. I know it's 22 minutes or whatever. You got to fit in your mattress sponsors and your dildo plugs, but there's a lot of opportunity for more comedy. And look, it's almost like with sports. No one's watching Wheel of Fortune to see some chuckles. But you can get a few more in there, and I think you should try.
I will tell you, as somebody who's done my fair share of, I'll enunciate here, gang taping, that when you're doing 4 shows a day, and like with these game shows, they always do gang taping. You know, they do 4 or 5 episodes a day. Yeah. And you're out there on your first episode. You're in let's move it along mode.
Sure, it's a challenge.
I think there's probably a marked difference between how chatty these guys are in episode 1 of a 5-show day
1,000%
versus the last episode where they can see the finish line.
So they're like, instead of trying to be chatty episodes 1 and 2 and less, I'll just be consistently dry and absent from the convo, so that at least it's consistent. So that if you see an episode, you're like, that must have been the end of the day. He's like, well, you can't tell.
I don't think the average citizen knows about gang taping. And also, I can't remember if I brought this up, but Beat Shazam, the game show, filmed in Ireland. I think I did bring that up. All right. Well, he'll be missed.
Yeah.
Or something. Right? Pat Sajak?
Yeah, I mean, he's not
worst send-off ever. I guess we'll miss him. Fuck, I don't know. What channel is this on?
And does George like Pat Sajak, and is Pat Sajak on Cameo? Because I've just found another vehicle for this 2-girl, 1 cup video.
By the way, this is going to be a great running. It's too bad this isn't further down the line. This could be a recurring topic of combo for the next 8 months.
Can you chop up a Cameo video?
Like all his faves.
Is Pat Robertson on Cameo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is Donald Trump Jr. on Cameo?
He's got to be.
You know, can we get Mr. T on Cameo? And then we'd fill it in. Like we tell Mr. T, go, hey, George, it's your birthday. I pity the fool who doesn't enjoy this present. And then pow. You know what I mean? And then we comes back and he'd go like, I'm B.A. Baracus, out. You know, like we could.
My God, dude.
Can we chop up Cameo videos? Yeah, right?
Look,
capture them. And
they're recorded.
You've given me a lot to consider.
You go look. Who's George's favorite? Where did he grow up?
In Claremore, Oklahoma.
Okay, so there's some great athletes probably out of Oklahoma.
Oh yeah,
like
he's a big fan of. He's got a football signed by most of the Heisman Trophy winners from Oklahoma. He's a big college football fan. Big. I mean, look, he's big.
Kevin Durant's still
Mariners
love
fan.
there.
I mean, I'm sure like a Jimmy Johnson or a Barry Switzer.
Hanson's out there.
He's a big Hanson guy, yeah. He's the middle Hanson is his fave.
Did Earl Campbell's Sims, Billy Sims was a great running back.
He loves a lot of
Oklahoma. So we'll get him on Cameo.
He likes Rachel Maddow. I mean, fuck.
I don't know if she's on Cameo, but Billy Sims probably is. Billy Sims, Oklahoma, probably Heisman Trophy winner, 1978 or something like that. If Billy Sims, and look, you guys don't know who Billy Sims is, but George does. If he's from did Billy Sims played for the Sooners? I think. Well, we'll get there. This guy's got to be on Cameo. We'll get him to do it. Then we doctor in the 2 girls, 1 cup, and then that'll
Can I call you later?
1978. That's not what I said. 78. So Billy Sims won the Heisman for Oklahoma in 1978. Oh. How was I a D- student?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, see if he's on Cameo. We got to work this out.
Real quick, who's going to take Vanna's spot, though? Does she stay or does she go?
I mean, I think she goes because she is not needed at all anymore. She just they're screens now. They're not letters you physically have to flip.
Well, that's the appeal of the show is people still watch for Vanna.
People watch for.
If you get rid of both of them, I think that's like hitting the reset button. You might as well change the name of the show.
Oh, Bosworth.
Brian Bosworth?
I know Brian Bosworth.
Great.
I was up on stage with him in Austin.
Can that be the name of your next
He's
special?
a cool dude. I'll get Bosworth to do the top of the Two Girls, One Cup.
Open
video.
it? Okay.
George loves Bosworth.
If we make this star-studded, I think there's no reason he tunes out.
No
you know what I'm
way.
saying?
Brian Bosworth wants to deliver a personal. Boz is on Cameo.
We got a direct line, though.
Yeah.
How about this?
It's $111 or well, what's $150?
How about this? We make a list of celebs that I'll gather a list, and maybe I'll call in again before we do this, and we'll orchestrate like a. I mean, this is a great idea.
We don't need more than Bosworth.
Okay,
you're overthinking it.
Yeah,
George is a big Oklahoma fan, Oklahoma Sooners fan.
Yeah.
Bosworth is the biggest of all the Oklahoma Sooners.
I just bought a cameo from Carol Baskin congratulating me on 200,000 followers on Instagram, and she sent it back, and she closed it out with, "You're going to just go see Adam Ray on tour, and I'm telling you, his podcast about last night, and with a name like that, I mean, who knows what sort of fun is coming your way? Go see him on tour," and I swear she ends it with this, "You're going to laugh your Adam's apple off." And I was like, wow. Baskin, going hard in the paint. Anyway, she's on Cameo.
All right.
Maybe we have her button it out. There she is. Yeah. I paid $250 for that.
Wow.
Worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it.
1,000%.
All right, we'll get the Boz to lay this down.
Great.
I'll get Dan Dratch to beat it out.
Punch it up.
Punch it. Well, we'll beat it out and
Now,
punch it up.
Are you closing it out? Or is it just Boz?
No, it's just the Boz.
Okay.
I'll put him in the jersey. We'll put him in the jersey, put the headband on.
Okay.
He'll do the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pow, and then button.
You don't have to tell him what you're planning on, right?
No, he wouldn't do that. He's a
wouldn't do it.
decent, he's God-fearing.
That's right.
He's a decent man. We've probably spoken too much.
This is, by the way, this is a great opening video or midway point video to play at the Man Show reunion best of show that we're going to put together. Oh, wait, he's calling.
All right. Is that George?
George.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, I'm on the Adam Carolla podcast right now.
Okay, well.
Hey, George.
You called.
Yeah.
Oh, he can't. Can he hear me?
George, can you hear Adam Carolla?
Hey, George.
Hey, Adam. How's it going, man?
Oh, man, we're just planning a custom. Do you know the word bespoke video?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a custom.
I mean, I'm old school, so all these new words, they both scare the hell out of me, and I don't understand.
Oh, be prepared to be terrorized. Yeah, we're just kind of talking about a vid for your 80th, because I know that's a big one.
That would be a big one, yeah.
Yeah, we're planning a birthday present for you, George.
A birthday present?
Yeah, it's coming up here in a few weeks.
George, who is your favorite Oklahoma Sooner?
My favorite Sooner?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I really, gosh.
Billy Sims is not on Cameo. Let me preface it with that.
I'll tell you what, my favorite Oklahoma Sooner really are the past three. I need to get 3 Heisman Trophy signatures on a football, and then I will have 6 Heisman winners on a football, all from OU. There's only one missing, and he's gone to the next world prematurely at age 85, about 30 years ago.
George, what do you think about Brian Bosworth?
The Boz? Oh, he's cool. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Enough said.
He's on Cameo.
The Boz is really great.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't want to ruin the surprise, George.
Well, George, I just want to say we mention you on this show quite often, and you're now a friend of the show. So I wanted to call you to.
Oh my gosh, well, that is so cool. Well, what you guys do, you put the name Adam on steroids, both of you.
Oh, God love you, and it's coming right back to you.
You're the best, George. I'll call you when I get done here. Okay.
Hey, cool. Yeah, love you guys.
Love you, George.
Love you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bosworth's on Cameo.
I'm gonna replay this audio before I show him the video, so I remember how much he does love me.
And the Cameo thing is you just go say this introductory thing.
Yeah.
Pause, Boz, and then cap it with this.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Now we're
just
back,
send
yeah.
it to him. That's what he says.
We'll let it the rest in peace.
What a sweet guy, huh? He adores you.
Boz is great.
No,
The best.
George.
Oh, yeah, he's okay. All right, Matt Walsh is out there. We'll talk to him right after this. Let me tell you about Simply Safe. Oh, you've heard us talk about Simply Safe and how they were named Best Home Security of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. But they're not resting on their laurels or their pines or whatever they might rest on. Now, they're always innovating. always moving forward. And now they have a new 2-in-1 smoke and CO detector, distinguishes between fire and the cooking smoke you get, that sets up off the false alarms. And so there's none of that anymore. These guys are great. They've been on board for over a decade with us. We all use it. It's easy to set up yourself, 24/7 professional monitoring. They have trained agents. They'll respond in an emergency. They'll dispatch police, firefighters, or EMTs right to your door, even if you're away or can't be reached. And it costs under $1 a day. And right now, you get 20% off your new system when you sign up for interactive monitoring. So go to Simply Safe, 2 I's, simplysafe.com/Adam. Save that 20%. It's simplysafe.com/Adam. Let me tell you about Angie Homeowners. It's a lot of work to own a home, whether it's everyday maintenance, repairs, or dream projects. It can be hard to even know where to start. All you need is Angie, your home for everything home. Find a skilled local pro who will deliver quality and experience. Over 20 years of home service experience. Bring them your project online or with the Angie app. Answer a few questions and Angie handles the rest. Look, you're busy. You don't have time to do all this stuff. Let Angie handle it. Take care of just about any home project in just a few taps. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit online. Visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com. ANGI.com. That's Angie. Let them do all the heavy lifting. Matt Walsh now in studio. Flamin Hot's the name of his movie, streaming now on Hulu and Disney Plus. Been hearing a lot about this. I'm going to watch it very soon. Is it Eva Longoria's making the rounds on this one? Did she produce or something?
She directed it.
Oh, she directed it.
Yeah, first feature for her.
True story about the janitor who invented the Flamin Hot Cheetos, and very interesting. What is your part, Matt?
I play the grumpy factory foreman who's like the white guy trying to hold on to his power.
Yeah. You're great in it, by the way. I saw it the other night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Matt plays a guy with a really puckered butthole. Doesn't want anything.
I never showed my butthole.
I imagine.
Sorry. Okay. Fair enough.
It was great. Your hair looked awesome.
I did have a great wig.
That was fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We will later on in the show do some made-up movie because Matt has such a strong improv background.
When you filmed the Flamin' Hot, was that a real Cheetos factory?
No, they built it completely from scratch. It was in Albuquerque, and they just put together all these machines that made it seem real.
Oh,
and
really?
The Cheetos were sprayed with glue, and everybody kept trying to eat them. And the props guy was getting mad. He's like, "You're gonna die! Don't eat those."
They look good.
Yeah, they did look good. Yeah.
So what is the real, and somebody was just telling me this yesterday, I didn't know that backstory that the janitor, is this the guy who plays the janitor?
Yeah, Jesse Garcia, great actor. He plays Richard Montañez, and he was a janitor and spent 20 years learning all the pieces of how everything works. And at some point, they're going to shut the factory down, and he came up with the idea of catering to Mexicans who love hot food. So he came up with the recipe, cold called corporate, and the secretary put him through to the head of the company, Roger Enrico, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll come down and visit. You can give me a taste test." So through that, he kind of saved the company.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought that cheetah ran the company, but it's a dude.
Chester?
Right?
It's just a spokesman.
Oh, and there's the real guy, right?
Yes, that is Richard. He's a real character. He was on set every day.
Oh,
wow. And did he? Now, most of these stories, that guy gets screwed out of all the, residuals and the money and the cash. But that was a sort of bygone era. I feel like people lawyer up now. Like
he didn't. No, I don't think he gets credit for like the invention. But they promoted him and they gave him an executive job, and then he went on and spent like a decade or maybe more as head of international marketing. So he had a good gig, and now he speaks at gig. He's a very successful guy.
So you start off with the Upright Citizens Brigade.
We're going to do this again. I feel like we've done this before, Adam. Nobody cares.
Well, I do.
I guess you care.
I met
you on I met you on Loveline. If we want to go back to how we met, maybe before that even.
Was it Loveline? Did you do Loveline, the TV show, ever? Or was it
Probably not. Probably
just
the radio version.
The radio was better, right?
Yeah, it was great. Or we might have met at some Comedy Central event when you were on Comedy Central.
Trying to think. It all feels like a dream, doesn't it?
We keep crossing.
You know what I just rewatched the other day that you're so good in? Ted.
It's a funny movie, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you're
Filthy Talking Bear.
there's just I don't know. You tell me. I guess you've done so much. Like, are there certain like scene stealing things that stick out to you that you get more love for? Because that was there's so many jokes in that movie, but like those scenes, I always stick out to me. And when it was getting to that part, I was like, I'm not gonna leave yet until I watch this.
Yeah, that is a popular one. He had an obsession with Tom Skerritt, which he delivers on. Nice man, Tom Skerritt, very nice man.
You met him?
Oh, yeah.
I did. And all these guys who came through the 60s, they always have these great kind of drug stories. And like, because they were making movies and there was cocaine around. And so I always go for those stories when I meet like the guys who've been around for decades.
Yeah. Well, you think about how sort of lawless everything was.
Yeah.
And then, like I always say, Carroll Shelby left Texas to come to Venice Beach, California to build race cars. It sounds insane now, but they just did whatever they wanted. Sometimes people died, but it mostly worked out. Legends were born. But it's sort of weird, like minus all the regulations and the rules and the governing and everything, that people sort of govern themselves, and it kind of worked out most of the time.
Yeah, I did a movie, Howard Hessman.
Sure.
He was head of the class. He did a movie right after Dennis Hopper.
I have him as Johnny Fever.
Johnny Fever, yeah.
From WKRP in Cincinnati.
That's right. And he, after Dennis Hopper directed Easy Rider, Hollywood gave him all this money so he could do anything he wanted. So at some point he took a movie to Mexico, lawless as all hell. And Howard Hessman told me every morning they were like sleeping in tents, doing tons of drugs. And Dennis Hopper had a baggie full of cocaine and a Bowie knife. And when you came out of your tent, you had to go up to Colonel Hopper and do a big snuff of cocaine off a Bowie knife.
Wow.
Like, how is that going to help me be a better actor? But it was like this ritual that this is what we're here to do.
Oh, my God.
I was just watching, we just played a clip the other week that I forgot about, or I've always kind of thought about it, which was Howard Hessman in Spinal Tap when he was like playing the manager for the guy who was playing the Enormo Dome, and he was like trying to push past the Spinal Tap guys, and like, we know this guy, and it's like, yeah, he was I had that great line. It's like, we'd like to hang around and reminisce, but we have to sit in the lobby and wait for the limo.
Yeah.
We'd like to hang out and talk. We have to
But we
sit
have a scheduled appointment.
8 feet further into the lobby and wait. Yeah. Howard Hessman was passed semi-recently, I think. He was in, famously, Johnny Fever's a DJ at WKRP in Cincinnati.
Billy Jack.
And Billy goddamn Jack.
Because he was in the committee, which was one of the, we were talking improv a little bit off the air. That was one of the founding sort of long-form improv groups. And Howard was one of the core members. And they got pulled out of the committee to be in Billy Jack.
Oh, yeah, there's like an improv scene.
There's an improv scene where they're like driving and the sheriff's there, and they do a whole kind of Cheech and Chong-y kind of, oh man, you got to join, the sheriff's behind us, and it's young Howard Hessman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be
that was
missed.
the era of like all. Yeah, Howard told me he had some apartment where him and Peter Boyle lived in Malibu, and people would just show up for a party at any time of the day. Like Marvin Gaye showed up one day. He's like, is there a party going on at 8 a.m? Like, just, that's the era. That's why I always ask those guys, like, what was it like? Who did you work with? And
it's also, they have had unprotected sex 3,000 times. They've done every drug, and they've circumnavigated the globe drunk, driving an automobile. And now the guy's like 82, still here. Like, here he is.
He's ready to make a baby like Pacino.
He's not in jail. He's not dead. He's not, it's crazy how they just
survived.
Yeah. Like all this stuff but I feel that way. Like when you see a homeless guy who's like 68, like how are you not being claimed by, You know, I have a 50-year-old friend who died of a staph infection. You know, he's an attorney. You know, like you're 50, you're 68. You're just eating out of a trash can. Sure. Why aren't you being claimed or hit by a car or something? Like,
and they try.
They try
on Sunset all the time, just walking through and just like take me, but nobody wants to.
But maybe we're more resilient than we thought because there wasn't.
Yeah, because you have kids. My kids are better, nicer kids than I was. I could have died at several moments in my crazy years.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't like
that.
Howard Hessman crazy, but I was definitely not.
Take us back.
No. No.
Take his word for it, huh?
Well,
I'm sure. Well,
yeah.
We just did whatever you weren't supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like when I was in like high school, when I was like 16, first time I went to Tijuana.
Wow.
When I was like 18, 19, we would go to Tijuana and we wouldn't make any accommodations for a hotel or anything. I brought my blanket off my bed. And
that's superstitious.
I brought my blanket to Tijuana. And it wasn't my Huggy Bookie. I'm not gay.
So everyone else is bringing like sleeping bags.
I didn't have a sleeping bag. There are two things in the Carolla household that were big ticket items that we didn't own: a bathrobe and a sleeping bag. We're like, oh, we're not the Rothschilds, you know? How would you? You'd have to share it with 4 people, like other families. I brought my blanket and
to trade
your ID, your blanket, and your ID.
Well, that doubled as his sleeping bag and his robe. I guess.
Go to Tijuana. Go find a bar that was off the strip. Drink at that bar because the drinks were $1.50, get shit-faced, then stagger over to the Unicorn, which was the strip club on Revolution, and go down, smuggle in a bottle of tequila, sit in the back, like order Cokes, you know, and then when couldn't walk anymore, go find the beach. The beach was somewhere, and just sleep on the beach.
Wow.
Like all the shit they go, you could never.
Couldn't do that anymore.
Couldn't. I bet you could.
Yeah.
Statistically, but that was our form of entertainment times 1,000.
Yeah.
And everyone is still here.
Ever sleep on a beach, Matt?
In a foreign country, by the way, which is even more risky. Like you could get thrown out of that club in a second if they found out you had booze.
Oh, yeah.
They could rough you up for that.
Oh, they found out.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd go to Mexico all the time. We'd be sitting in the back of a pickup truck lighting M80s off a cigar and throwing it at the truck behind us, who we also was following us down a dirt road to go into Baja to sleep on the beach in Baja with like a bottle of tequila between our legs. Like,
building a strong relationship between the U.S. and Mexico.
That's right.
Is Tijuana still
fighting stereotypes every day?
Lawless is a two-way street. Like there's a good side of lawless society. Yeah. You get to do what you want.
Is Tijuana still as bonkers as it's advertised in my memory? As far as like, I feel like my earliest, hearings of it was like Donkey Show was synonymous with TJ.
Donkey Show.
And like weird drugs, cheap pills, big thrills, and I don't know, pickled dills. I don't know. I was looking for a third rhyme, but there was some sort of a
Paul Sills.
Paul Sills. Yeah. There was a lot of I guess just things to consume that was advertised, but the Donkey Show, I remember, was leading. That was the headliner of that sentence.
That's what I was going to ask Adam. Was it a Donkey Show?
We scoured the Tijuana proper for the Donkey Show. We walked everywhere on one of our visits, way off the Revolution, which is the main drag there, onto the sort of dark side streets, and kept knocking on doors and getting a little.
Is this where it is?
On the donkey show de donkey, show de burro.
Some guy be like, guy like 5 kilometers down, turn left, and then and we'd like, all right, and we'd start walking some more, and then we never found the Donkey Show. We looked. God knows we tried.
Who pimps you out to it?
It's a real word of mouth kind of town.
It is.
You know what I mean? They don't
Once
do
you
a
get
lot of
there.
texting.
Yeah, they
so is it like when you land in
then.
Mexico and they give you pamphlets to like the jet ski place? They're like, hey, don't miss
Right.
Arturo, Arturo and
You want to
Daphne.
go on a banana tube.
A lot of brochures for the donkey show. Yeah.
Never found it, but Ed
It may not
Calderon
exist.
found
Maybe
it,
it's
right?
a wise.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like folklore. Maybe it
No.
never
No,
existed.
it's real.
No,
Is
no,
it?
it exists.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen some pictures.
Like Two Girls, One Cup. I've also been traumatized with a picture off someone's cell phone. There.
Oh
God.
Yeah, there's a friend of the show named Ed Calderon who's a sort of
He's no
Mexico.
Yeah.
He is no friend. That is not a friend.
That's the opposite of what the Golden Girls were singing about.
He was on the Tijuana police force for a while.
Like
I
okay.
believe.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and-
good source.
and
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good source.
He did find his way into a donkey show and did show a picture of
He
the
went
donkey.
in there. He took a picture of it, but his flash was on.
Yeah.
And so
Scared the donkey?
Immediately kicked him out.
Yeah,
did the donkey
He was
did?
chased out of
Yeah,
the
well,
donkey
donkey's
show.
probably part of.
If I lived in
the
Tijuana, I'd be
committee.
so sick of Americans asking me where the
know.
donkey show is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like Kansas City and barbecue, probably.
Yeah, or living next door to a I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
what do you want from me? I don't know about a donkey. I'm here with my family, eating dinner. This isn't your tourist. We're not in
So
your movie. We're not
funny.
in your spring break movie, dude. Get the hell out of here.
There is a picture. Ed'll find it's on the computer. There's a picture of me in Tijuana with a bunch
yeah.
of people when I'm like 17. Like
I
we
did it
just
with my
drove there.
grandpa, I guess. He lived in San Diego or Escondido, and he took us and we got a picture on a burro.
Cool.
He bought me a pair of cowboy boots and
Was it fucking a chick or just a regular burro?
just he was
Okay.
standing still.
Okay. Yeah,
That was
this
it.
is me at 16,
Oh, my God.
17 in Tijuana, drinking
hammered.
with a
Wow.
flower behind my head, and a random dude who was a Marine. The dude all the way to the right is just a dude who's a Marine and just saw us drinking. And it was like, all right, I'll come drink with you.
We're friends now. Yeah.
That's
that
cool.
was,
That's quite a
these haircuts.
snapshot
That
of
was
time. yeah.
me when I was 16 going to Tijuana. And by the way, my parents had no thoughts about me. Just I'm going to Tijuana. All right. See you in a few.
As if you said you were going to Target. Just an easy.
Yeah.
With a blanket,
With his
leaving with a
blanket.
blanket.
Blanket, not suspect at all.
So you didn't even lie. You said, "Oh, we're sleeping at Tim's house." You would just say, "I'm going to Tijuana."
I'm trying
Was there a
to
ruse around it? Because that's
I'm trying to think. We done many Tijuana trips. I
Okay.
borrowed my sister's Dodge Dart, blew it up in San Juan Capistrano. Had to
Didn't even
junk
get
it.
to Tijuana.
Didn't get to Tijuana. Well, we found another car. We got to Tijuana. Had another car. Blew out a tire. We had to sleep on the at a park.
there's always
halfway
a
to San
breakdown in the
Diego.
youthful. There's always a car breakdown I remember driving down to Champaign, Illinois, with my friends, and like my windshield wiper broke. My side cigarette window fell out. I opened it once for the first, just moving down the
Right.
There's always a breakdown.
There's always a break.
Yeah.
That leads to a story.
And then you just duct tape the window and keep going. Like you
Yeah,
don't
the
fix it. You
wind-
just patch it.
So out here, the cigarette window would be called the wind wing.
Okay, same deal. This was a diesel rabbit. So
Diesel rabbit.
Yeah, that was my
Slowest
first car.
of all time.
which I crashed.
Oh, you did?
I did. I did. I crashed it into the concrete base of a oil refinery. Thank God that stopped me.
Yeah, holy shit.
Wow.
Not good.
How'd you manage that?
No comment.
Oh, drink it. All right.
I got
comment.
smashed into by a giant truck in an 88 Chevy Spectrum.
Wow. You're lucky to be. What is a
Wish that
Spectrum?
story
Is that
was
a
better.
baby? Is that
What's
a
that?
tiny like Chevette?
Tiniest car, little box car. It looks like it was out of the Hardy Boys.
Spectrum. I
It-
don't remember
yeah.
that.
Chevy
heard of that
Spectrum.
one.
It doesn't have full-blown Tourette's, but it's on the spectrum. All right, we got some calls lined up for Made-Up Movie. We'll take a break, come back with Adam and Matt, and we'll flesh these out right after. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are in the business of keeping your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and the parts knowledge you need for your maintenance and repairs. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of the car. If it needs to be replaced, they'll help you find the right battery for your vehicle. If your check engine light is on, O'Reilly Auto Parts will scan it and retrieve your trouble codes for free. If needed, they'll even refer you to a repair shop. When you're a do-it-yourselfer and need a specialty tool to finish the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask about their loaner tool program. Simply pay a refundable deposit and borrow the right tool. Then get your deposit back when it's returned. Ready for some new wiper blades? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help you pick out just what you need for your car, and will even install them for you for free. O'Reilly Auto Parts has thousands of quality parts and accessories in stock that you might need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Place your order online at O'Reilly Auto Parts and then pick it up at your local store. You can even have your order shipped directly to your doorstep, giving you the freedom of shopping on your schedule. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. Let me tell you about Turo Innovative. It's the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want, wherever you want, from a community of local hosts. Browse a huge selection of vehicles for just about any occasion or budget. Book an SUV or a minivan for a family road trip, a pickup truck for some errands, or even test drive an EV. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Forget your boring rental cars at Turo. Turo.com. Matt Walsh is in studio. Flamin Hot, name of the movie on Hulu and Disney Plus as well. Sorry. Adam Ray hanging as well. We got some made-up movies. I think we have an intro for our made-up movies.
In a world where titles are many and plots are few, one man can take your movie names and make them come to life.
What is going on?
Adam Carolla stars in Made Up Movie.
All right, I'll get started. I'll hit line 4 and we'll talk to Clinton. Clinton, 28, Wisconsin.
How's it going?
Good.
All right, so movie title for you would be The Dirt Lot. Kind of a take on The Sandlot. You know, I'm a big fan of the summer blockbusters.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid, you know, a big big baseball fan. Definitely still.
All right, The Dirt Lot. How about we do, like, when I was a kid, a movie called The Wiz came out. It was the all-black version of The Wizard of Oz.
We did it in high school.
What if we did The Dirt Lot is the black version of The Sandlot, but football? Kevin Hart's the coach, you know, and they got to go up against the big Christian school that's got the artificial surface and everything, and they got their broken down.
Sure.
You know,
Terry Crews played football.
Terry Crews.
Samuel Jackson's the coach.
Is Bubba Smith still alive? He could be the coach.
Who?
Bubba Smith.
Oh, Bubba Smith is gone.
He still,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And
Warren Sapp could be the coach.
We
There you
kid.
go.
Yeah, he's super appropriate around kids. That's
What did he do?
I don't know, actually. I don't think you want him house sitting.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I want
If
Carl
you get
Weathers
right.
to be a part of this.
Weathers makes an appearance.
Yeah.
Reginald Bell Johnson.
Reggie
Oh,
Bell Johnson.
Always.
He's playing a cop, though.
All
He's
the
a
black
workhorse.
Yeah, he's always
high school
open.
security guard.
Yeah,
That's a good one for him.
Warren Sapp admits to buying sex toys for former co-worker. All right, that's why you don't want Warren Sapp in this thing.
Fair enough.
Maybe it's why you need him.
That'll hurt PR.
We'll audition him, but we won't give him the job.
Yeah.
We'll let him know we considered
It's a
him.
favor read.
humor.
Yeah.
Somebody knows him from back in the day.
Because you have a Super Bowl ring, we're gonna bring you in. I mean, you were in the casting game. How do you
Yeah.
handle that when you know the person's not going to get it?
Oh man, I mean, I wasn't making any of the real calls, but I would see, that type of stuff would happen. Somebody probably there was like, look, grew up being a Bucks fan, man, and I was at the game. They just want that moment with him,
to meet him.
Yeah, he's not going to get it.
So it's an all-black Pop Warner, Little League football team
against the preppy Christian school.
the preppy Christian school.
It's almost like the
with
way
big
Mighty
facility.
Ducks had played in the second one against the Russian team.
Well, speaking of the Russians, we have a Rocky 3, Rocky 4, I can't remember, like training montage where...
That's Rocky 4.
4, the training montage with the prep schools got all the world-class weights and the whole...
equipment, the sleds.
And these guys are pushing truck tires in the dirt, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And they got the...
Describe my high school.
Yeah. And they got, but they're kicking it old school, dragging a log, with a rope around their waist and everything. There's got to be love found at some point.
Yeah, you have like maybe it's almost a la the Sandlot Clinton. I think you've got like a Squints type character that maybe finds love with the Christian schools. The quarterback's girlfriend somehow befriends befriends one of the
cheerleaders from the others from the Christian
there
school.
It is. Yeah.
Female girl kicker.
Sure.
I've got to have a girl kicker.
There's got to be like a flea flicker play. You know what I mean? Like they have a secret play that the Christian school could never even imagine of. You know
like
what I mean?
Mighty Ducks had the flying V.
The handoff,
Little
the
Giants.
reverse,
the handoff,
the throwback to the quarterback.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Hook and lateral.
Yeah.
Human centipede.
Centipede. 2 girls in a cup. All the.
I mean, we're spitballing here, but we're not far off.
And there's also only like every player on the team has to go both sides. Like it's that poor of a small school. So you're playing offense and then you're going to defense and they're getting hurt.
Yeah,
They're getting taped up. They got to go. They're completely the underdog.
Who plays the announcer? This is a great part. Who plays the guy?
That's perfect. I got the perfect stadium for you too. Actually, my high school would have been perfect for it. It had one side is the away team side is this small little stand, and the big home team side is this massive. They built it like a college stadium for absolutely no good reason to be a high school stadium.
Perfect.
The high school entirely is shaped in a number 1. The actual layout of the school, it's crazy. So
I think Matt Walsh could do the announcing. It's not. Why we go further than the room?
Matt's
here.
There's a fast. Well, sure, I'll do it.
That.
But I mean,
a la Jason Bateman and Dodgeball, you would crush that.
Or Andy Daly or Will Arnett, some fast talking like.
Yeah.
Well, one's a color commentator and one is a play-by-play guy.
Yeah. Who's Bob Uecker and who's the other guy from Major League? Yeah.
Yeah, we also got to have some ringers in there too, like Troy Aikman has to pop in.
He's the dad of the quarterback of the Christian team.
Yeah.
Who's like, I don't want my son playing.
Has to be a couple of ex-NFL or,
have him in the booth. Yeah.
We get Billy Sims in here, maybe Bosworth. You know what I mean? Some Sooner legends.
Warren Sapp's gonna be pissed.
Warren Sapp's gonna be real mad.
Yeah.
Maybe he makes a cameo and he's like, I got some toys in my trunk.
Maybe we cast Warren Sapp's brother just to piss him off.
Yeah.
Because how did I not get this?
We'll get maybe LT.
Oh my God, LT's good. Michael Strahan might give us a day.
Marshawn Lynch,
just for like
a half day out of Strahan, uncredited, but we'll get him in there.
All these kids' parents are ex-NFL players.
That's actually great. Well, maybe that's what it is. There's a dad. Here's what it is. Aikman's like a super racist Christian dad, and he challenges the dads of the other team to like a flag football game, and all the dads are NFL greats, and Aikman's buddies are not. And then they battle to the death.
But I think we got to keep it contemporary too. Like we got to torn from the headlines. Like we need like a trans kid who at the Christian school can't play for the boys team because the Christian school comes over to the dirt lot team where it won't be judged. We have a very pivotal scene where the young, 11-year-old black kid goes, I've been judged my whole life. And everyone just kind of looks down, and finds a home.
Tomato score just went up 10%.
That's a moving scene right there.
And maybe the game has no effect on the conference. It's just one of those games for glory and value. You know what I mean? Like it's not an official district game for a championship. Somehow they arrange it like, well, all right, we'll just play you to see who's better. But it doesn't count.
At the end of Rocky 2 where he gets Carl Weathers back in the ring alone at the gym and does the ding ding. Yeah, that's just for them. They're just proving it to each other at this point.
And I wouldn't mind getting greedy. We do a motivational halftime speech before and after every quarter. We just load the movie with motivational halftime speeches.
We need that for the trailer.
And we even bring in, whoever, like like Sam Jackson comes in because he's the hot dog vendor. He wants to say something. So we get him after quarter 1. And then halftime, maybe we get the coach. After third quarter, I don't know who could come in.
Great additional deleted scene.
Tiki Barber.
Tiki Barber's got to be in there.
Or Rondé.
Rondé.
Tom Geary, who played...
No one's going to know.
Have them both.
We'll get Rondé and we'll call him Tiki. Because no one's going to know.
Well, hear me out. Tom Geary, who played Scott Smalls in The Sandlot, I think there's one quick scene where they're practicing on the dirt lot, and a baseball flies over the fence, and he goes to grab his ball and goes, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, when he's wearing the same hat. Just a little like Easter egg, right?
Yeah,
nice Easter egg.
Little Alfred Hitchcocky in the front of the movie.
Doesn't have to wink the camera, but maybe he's carrying the dog that James Earl
at the beginning, I hate all roads to lead to Stallone, but in the beginning of
they always do, Adam.
In the movie where Travolta played the dancer, like Saturday Night Fever 2 or whatever,
Look who's talking,
whatever it is, he was walking down the street and banged into Sly. At the beginning, do you remember that? He came up
he shouldered him.
Yeah, where are you going? And it was a quick homage to Sly. We do that with the actual Sandlot.
Yes.
All right.
I think the referees have been corrupted, by the way. I think the Christians have paid off.
Yeah.
Aikman's paid off the refs.
Aikman's paid off the refs.
That gives us
Good memoir
another
title.
underdog element. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. He didn't hand him cash, but Aikman runs the Chevy dealership.
Sure.
And there's that conversation where he's talking.
Of course he does.
He's talking to the ref and goes, but a couple months late on that Silverado payment, hate to have to send the tow truck by.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And
God, he looks like he'd say that.
Yeah.
Also,
But,
he's got a
Howie
real.
Long is also involved at the Christian school.
Great
I don't know
call.
if he's the principal or the booster, the big booster.
Yeah, it's Leighton. It's almost Longest Yard 2-esque, and then it's just
Like Kids
chock-a-block
Edition.
filled with NFLers and jocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aikman's cheating on his hot wife.
He's cheating on his wife.
You don't feel bad for this guy.
And he's got the linesman or the head ref. He's got him in his back pocket because he's a couple payments late on that
Maybe
Silverado.
the narration device is like in Princess Bride, where it's a grandpa talking to his grandson about the greatest game he ever played. And so we can go back.
Ooh, I
so
love
we can
that.
set it in any era. We could go 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Starts on the porch.
Yeah, starts on the porch. Yeah,
That's
he's like,
right.
you know how I got this scar, young man?
Right,
Or whatever.
right,
This
right.
finger, it's got a crooked finger.
Right.
I don't regret it.
Right.
Why not, Grandpa?
Because it reminds me, boy. It reminds
It was
me.
never recorded, but it happened.
The greatest game ever. Right.
The greatest game ever
Greatest
played.
game. Well, we got to stick to the name.
Yeah,
but
the dirt lot.
Dirt lot.
Dirt lot. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
I've been a lot of places in my day. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dirt lot was one. Never. Yeah. Whoever does it. I don't know who that
All
is.
right. You
Morgan
guys
Freeman.
see a line you
That's a hit.
like up there?
Yeah, let's do line 2.
Line 2.
Yeah, dances with
Line
coyotes.
2. Oh, see? Remember the talk. Line 2. Even use line 2 as an example. Jason? Sorry, line 2.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. 49, Chico, California.
That's right. I got a movie for you. It kind of writes itself. It's Dances with Coyotes.
All right. This is a young group of kids making their way to Tijuana to have some fun.
Looking for the donkey show.
To go
Looking for
go
the
into
donkey show.
Mexico.
They go
Usually
into Mexico.
They bring them into the U.S.
And I think they call themselves like the greasers or the like the coyotes is the name of their like friend gang.
Right. But they go and they can't get back.
I got it.
Oh.
It's
I
a
like
group with their friend gang, the Coyotes, and they're from New Mexico, and they think it's a cute name and everything. But at some point, they're mistaken for real coyotes. It's that, they do this in movies a lot, where they think, they did it in Moon Over Parador, where they thought Richard Dreyfuss wasn't really the king. I don't remember. But the point is like people go, you got to talk to the Coyotes. They'll get you back and whatever. Next thing this guy's wearing coyote bomber jackets. But the hot chick, turns out there's love because there's a beautiful young woman who just wants to get back to the United States to be reunited with her son. And even though they're not the Coyotes, the guy falls in love with her. And of course, he tells her, we are the Coyotes. I can help you do this. Like, shut up. But then, of course, the real Coyotes. Now we got to. How about we go full against type on the real Coyotes? Mario Lopez.
Sure.
He grows some
Attractive. They're
facial
all
hair.
attractive.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the badass Coyotes, the guys who work for the cartel.
He needs a tough
But Mario
role.
Lopez is an attractive guy.
I'm
He's got no
saying,
very
that's what I'm
attractive man.
saying. We ugly him up. He goes against
I don't think he's going to be okay with that.
He's a friend.
We can make a call.
He wants a little bit of an image change. He's tired of being on the hotel
Right.
screens all day. Like he needs something a little rough, something
Well,
he could sink his teeth into.
I'm jumping to the Tijuana car chase. Like we can blow shit up in that town, right?
Oh,
like we can have overseas
Lawless.
containers and like
yeah.
like poor neighborhoods and laundry. We can
Set 'em
really
on fire.
totally some two-wheel driving like they did on Chips. Like just
Yeah.
do it up.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like spend 15 minutes in the car chase. I think that'd be a lot of
Michael
fun.
Bay-esque.
Yeah.
And then Mark Wahlberg is a border agent.
Oh.
Trying to help these guys out.
Trying to help. Right.
We got to have them mounted La Magre whipping the guys with, the bull whips from the horse.
Oh, the migrants.
Always fun.
The Haitian migrants. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Let's not go political. We got a good story here.
Yeah, we're trying to appeal to the masses here.
We got the coyotes, who are a fun friend gang who are mistaken for real coyotes at the border, and the hot love is found.
They get through the car chase.
Maybe Eva Longoria.
Explosions.
I don't know.
Eva would
She's a
sure.
very
She'd
good
be
director.
great. You as the love interest?
Yeah.
She'd be amazing.
As the
sure.
love
How old
interest.
are they? I thought
They're
Are
a
the
little
coyotes
younger.
like teenagers?
It's a
Like, you
May
don't want-
December type
Oh.
situation.
So you want like a 20-year-old and a 45-year-old?
Well,
Hey, Blank Check did it. Blank Check, the
All right.
kid was 12 and the cop who was undercover
There's no
was like
bad
40.
ideas. I'm in.
remember that
Okay.
scene.
well, she's only feigning affection for him,
Okay.
who's truly smitten because
okay.
she wants to get back and reunited. Now, what we find out is eventually when they are reunited, this is the end of the third act, she finds her young daughter, who's 19 and beautiful.
Oh,
by the
no,
way,
as a
and we
new
have
love
that
interest.
scene where he looks at her, and now we get it. We do the math after
Right.
that.
You put it together
See
at
what I'm
that
saying?
point.
Yeah.
Put that
Okay.
together.
I like that. Yeah.
What is it rated?
It's a PG-13. I
I was
think.
going for NC-17, but we can.
So it'll be on TBS.
Yeah, I think
Jason?
PG's the way to go.
I love it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we did it.
Print it.
Thanks, Jason.
All right.
Classic Chico.
Green-lit.
Oops, sorry. Hit the wrong. Damn it. There we go. Hit the wrong button.
Oh, man, I'm pretty pumped about number one.
Number
I like
one.
Out of Bounds. Yeah.
Oh,
Because
the
it could
title.
go anywhere.
Well, let's see what the title will be.
Let's see what the title
Oh,
is.
sorry.
Phil,
I just did it too,
I tried. It's all right. We'll dig it out in post.
Yeah, thank you. I wonder what the title is.
Philip, 40, Minnesota.
Yes. Hello.
We're all on pins and needles over here. What is the name?
Is Out of Bounds.
Really great,
Out of
dude.
Bounds. First I've heard of this.
I mean,
All right.
it's got to be some sort of basketball film, no?
Well,
No?
It's whatever. If you want to take a
That's
turn,
where my head
it's-
goes.
it's whatever.
My head goes to Tony Danza's coaching a wheelchair basketball league.
Oh, I like this.
Because
I like
Murder
the
Ball.
wheelchair. Murder Ball.
Yeah.
And I think he's, a la Ben Affleck in, I think it was The Way Back. I don't know if Danza's got a drinking problem.
I got a take here for
He's
you.
got a fentanyl problem. Go ahead.
It's a murder ball type situation.
Okay.
Basketball wheelchair. But at some point, one of the guys is, can't play, is ill or whatever, and the coach has to convince an able-bodied guy, like, we need a
To
ringer.
pretend?
You got to get in the wheelchair. This guy's a full stud and
He's good.
played at a high level and stuff like
That he
that.
pretends to be in a wheelchair?
Yeah, pretends to be in a wheelchair.
Just like Rodney Dangerfield did with Jonathan Brandis and Ladybugs to pretend
That's
to be
right.
a girl.
And Johnny Knoxville did in like special ed or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
there's actually a scene where a basketball rolls on the court and Jonathan Brandis grabs the ball and walks off. It's a little like homage to Ladybugs.
Yeah. So
Sure, we'd have to dig him up
He
first.
did,
though, 'cause he's dead,
at
Chris. But yeah.
at some point, the ball's bouncing around. This guy was an all league player in college and in high school and everything else. And at some point, he just springs out of his wheelchair, jams the ball, and it's like posterized bitches.
Couldn't
and
help himself.
And everyone looks at him and it's like, oh. And then he's like standing and he does a comic move where he's like, I can feel my legs. Kind of Eddie Murphy
miracle.
kind of thing. Like, it's a miracle line. But now they're out.
Now they're out.
He's out, and
Okay.
now it's only 4 guys.
So now
They're going
Danza
down
has
a man.
to reunite the group, right? Because
Well,
now they're down and out.
I have another pitch.
Yeah.
Cut to 20 years later, and that guy is now actually in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. Diabetes.
Yeah, the guy who dunked on people actually
And he
is
want-
really now
and now he wants to
paraplegic.
maybe go back and coach.
No, he's been banned.
No, but he
Well-
wants to coach, right? And he meets up with Danza, and he's like, I fucked you then. Like, give me some advice. And Danza goes, just because your legs don't work doesn't mean your heart doesn't.
Oh, there's the heart line. Yeah,
He's
That's
kind
in the
of
trailer. That's in the trailer.
But
And he winks to camera as he says it.
I think Matt's right in that he kind of turned into the Bill Buckner of the handicap
Yeah.
league. Like
He's hated.
He was hated. No one, everyone remembers that scene. It was on, and we do this. We cut to sports page,
Yes.
local that night,
All the
with
clippings.
pictures and newspapers
Yeah.
and stuff. Now he's actually in a wheelchair. People don't believe him anymore, and he's got to find grace. He's
So-
got to find his way back.
Yeah,
And so,
redemption.
So Out of Bounds is, I guess, alludes to him pretending to be a paraplegic and just like you're out of bounds for doing like where do we get that
cheating kind of yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's back and he's coaching. Did Danza make him coach, or did Danza put him back in the chair?
I think there is a scene where they see he's almost the way that he's like, well, good to see you again. Yeah, I just you fucked up back then, but we all fuck up. I'm fucking up right now. I just put $60 on the Mets.
You do the Fs, we're gonna get the 17. We're gonna get the R.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
That's the R.
I think you're not going to be able to get Danza unless he can curse, because I think he's at that point in his career post tap dance where he's like, I got to be me.
Well, we have to have Danza, obviously. Or we don't get funded.
Thanks, Matt.
Right. Because it's not going to be a small budget film.
Yeah, we won't get green lit.
I did, especially internationally.
I was in that porn
China.
movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I think I know the producer.
Maybe they get a game in Russia. Maybe they play the Russian team or some country. Maybe who do we hate more than Russia? I guess Russia works.
Yeah,
still, Russia's good.
It's good
because you always want the right bad guy. Iran. We can go wherever. North Korea.
Iran's got the word "run" in it. If you really think about it,
All
these
right.
guys are in
North
wheelchairs.
Korea. All right, stick with Russia.
Stick
it
with
always
Russia.
works. Okay,
Russia always works. Philip.
I smell an Oscar. That was fantastic.
I knew it. Finally.
All right, we'll do one more.
Wait for who?
David, 33, South Texas. Oh, did I? Yeah. Oh, I hit 4. Sorry. See 3? Sorry. There's 3. David, what's going on?
Yo, hey. I got one. Bought the farm.
There must be. First off, this movie title's been made.
You're thinking of We Bought a Zoo.
That's where my mind went too. Yeah,
it's got to be.
This is an Elon Musk type. He needs love. He goes on Farmers Only, which is an actual dating
Oh my
app.
God, I love this in.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He matches with somebody who he thinks is the love of his life, but he's not a farmer. So what does he do?
He buys a
He
farm
buys an actual
and
farm
pretends.
and pretends he's a farmer, but comedy ensues. As
Right.
he's trying to milk a cow.
Can we put him into like?
He's trying
brilliant.
to milk a bull. Right?
Yeah,
Can we put him into like an Amish community? So he really has to swear off technology even. So
Yes.
he's got the beard. Maybe he grows it or it's fake.
But he's a bigwig. He needs that phone, so he has to.
He's hidden it. Yeah.
And so they're always like, "What's
it's in the
that?"
butter churner or something when he's alone. But he's going in full on. Can't use his technology.
And there's great comedy because they're so aloof and out of the loop that you could really go big with it to where they're like, "What's that device?"
Right. Yeah.
They don't even know what a
they've
phone
never
is.
seen
Like, I
one?
don't know. They're so. I don't know. I mean, that's great. He's like, I'm sending a text. Who?
Well, obviously they probably don't even recognize him, right?
Cool.
He's recognized everywhere else. So this is the
Yeah.
only
They
place
don't have
he can go
TVs.
to. This is
Yeah.
the only
We get
community where he can.
Jessica Chastain to play this because that woman's a chameleon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
She could be the
She's
love
great.
interest. I mean,
Yeah.
she's solid.
Farmer's daughter, right? She'd be great.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of that Mr. Mom jokes where she's like, well, why don't you just hop on the hay baler and I'll meet you after. And he's like, oh, yeah. He starts walking to like the tractor or something. And, no, he said, the hay baler, hon. Oh, yeah, no, I was going to take the tractor over to the hay baler. That's all.
Why would
I
you
know.
do that?
I know the difference between a truck. Come on, I grew up on a farm, but it's a lot of Mr. Mom jokes.
Yeah.
Where he's like, 110, 120, 220, whatever those fish out of water jokes are.
Yeah. We'll do a barn raising. Maybe he figures out some cool contraption with ropes and they're impressed. Like,
Right.
figures out a lever.
Well,
kind of
that's a
system.
montage series.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because there's the old timer who has the farm next door who's on to him.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's going to out him, but instead of outing him, he teaches him what a sheep shank knot is and how to bale hay and how to bind it. And he starts giving him all the terminology.
Because he never had a son.
Yeah, there's a little kind of Mr. Miyagi vibe to it, because he doesn't want the ruse.
Yeah.
But now, at some point, the chick finds out. And that's always that big turning point.
How does she find out?
She finds out, I think... she has to see him somewhere.
He's watching porn.
I think
like in the media somehow, or
yeah, like maybe
somebody recognizes him at the grocery store.
Somebody comes back from Rumspringa
Maybe he runs. Maybe he's like a Richard Branson type or something. He has an airline. He has a bunch of media company, and she's out there and just sees the plane coming by and looks at the tail stab and sees like his big head on it. And it's like, what the hell have I got myself in?
I saw a guy that looks exactly like you.
Right. No,
he's by the way, he's planning to propose at this point.
Right. And the old timers helping him through the proposal and how to do it officially and what's respectful and stuff. And then she's gone. They never explain. They just leave. But now he's got to fall back on his tech side to find her. Because she's
so she leaves
off.
the community. She goes into the real world, sort of.
She goes
to
the
be a
real
businesswoman.
Room Springer, sort of. She just flips out and.
Is this what you want?
Right. She freaks, and now he's got to use his specific field of expertise to find her
and convince her that look. I know I lied about being a farmer, but everything else, that was really me.
And we have the reveal. The reveals at the end when they come back together. Then we smash cut to 2 years later, and it's him and it's her, and they're like tending some tomato vines, and they're tending to plants, and their hands are in the soil or something. And she goes, I told you this was a better life or something. And they pull back, and it's on a huge penthouse in Manhattan, just overlooking the city, right?
Yeah.
That's the out, right?
Yeah.
And the Mr. Miyagi guy's in the hot tub, the dad, and he goes, man, we really bought the farm. And they all laugh and they sip mimosas. Freeze.
Freeze laugh.
We get a freeze
Yeah.
at the end of a movie?
Yeah, they did it on
Everybody wants to rule the
it was
world.
good enough for Love Boat.
Yeah.
It'll work
Roll
here.
credits.
The big freeze laugh. That was at the end of Chips.
Yeah.
At the end of Chips, they do the.
I'm a big fan of that.
And Police Squad or whatever, they would do that too.
They did Chips, and they started doing it on the Love Boat in like season 5 because I'm keeping track.
What's the reason to not bring that back? Just because it's just of that time?
The Love Boat?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the freeze. The freeze.
The freeze.
The comic freeze.
Did one of the Top Guns end in a freeze? I feel like I
great
have a
call.
visual of
yeah.
on the beach or like smiling Tom Cruise. Am I crazy?
If not, can I just get a picture of you doing that? You got a great, Matt, you got a great
the best
freeze.
is yet to come.
I'll tell you a great movie
That's
that ended
great.
in a freeze. Like a legitimately strong movie that I absolutely loved, which was Breaking Away. About the cyclists in Indiana, which is a great movie. The Cutters versus the college students.
Townies.
That ended in a freeze.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yes. Find the end, Ben.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie Lucas ended
Find
in a
the
freeze,
end
maybe?
of Breaking Away.
Young Dennis Quaid. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, and Matt brought up Police Squad. What they would do is they would fake the freeze frame. And then they'd just be kind of shaking a little bit. Like
and then there'd be a monkey in the scene moving around
Right.
or whatever. Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, I love.
By the way, just
Police
saying
Squad.
Dennis Quaid, that's who plays the Miyagi dad guy.
He'd be perfect.
He'd
for
be
something.
great.
Oh, yeah?
He'd grow a beard.
He'd grow a beard in a heartbeat.
He could look wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got
And
the
he's
voice.
still fit like a farmer. Obviously.
yeah, it's in great
you believe
shape.
that guy. Is
Him or Bacon.
Yeah. I think Quaid.
Quaid, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's versatile.
All right. Well, let's see if we have the end of that. David?
Sounds good.
Did he mean it? I think he meant it.
Can we get another take of that, Dave, for our egos?
Hey.
All right, this is the end.
We're at the end of Breaking Away.
Daniel Stern.
Ah, there it is.
No, Wait, does it end in a double freeze? No, because there's the end. There's a
that was
button.
an alternate.
That was the end. That was an alternate. Yeah, there's a.
Karate Kid ends in a freeze frame too. I think same way, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
Rocky might even. I think this
Yes.
is one end where the punches are thrown.
Yes. We need
So
to
the
bring
freeze
it.
is common.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, I thought it was
think
more
it's
TV.
great. That's what I was asking. I think it was of that time, but it's like kind of a pretty, I don't know, it's an epic way to. Cool Runnings feels like it should have ended in it, but I think it
they
ended
blew
with a
it.
picture of John Candy. Rightfully so.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Paul Dooley was the dad. Great actor.
Love Paul Dooley. He
Love
is a
Paul
great actor.
Dooley.
Yeah, he is
and
a great.
underrated comedic actor. and he ended that movie breaking away in a freeze, if I recall. And this is why I got laid so much in the 80s.
I
It's
bet.
because it was all talk about Paul Dooley.
He was in Popeye too, Paul Dooley.
Who did he play? Was he?
Was he Bluto? Was he the bad? Like
I don't remember. I didn't see the Robin Williams Popeye movie. It's weird that somebody made a fake freeze.
That's how effective they are. That's how
That's how
lasting
good
they
it
are.
should have.
Why don't we end this podcast in a freeze?
All right,
I would love to.
You're right, but somebody's got to make a joke.
Yeah, there has to be a celebration.
Will you tell me when we're about to end, and we'll figure it out.
Paul.
It's gonna be the last thing we do,
Smith.
right?
Paul L. Smith was Bluto.
Okay, Paul Dooley was not in that movie.
I don't know. Paul.
All right,
L.
I thought
Smith
he was in Popeye. I stand corrected.
And then, can you find the end of Breaking Away just to see if I got my Paul Dooley freeze reference right? Movie that should
Paul
be seen.
Dooley was wimpy.
Wimpy.
He was wimpy. There you
Thank
go.
you. How did I not know that?
You
Shame
knew
on me.
enough. You knew way more than we knew. Well, I made a movie called The Hammer. I made a boxing movie, and I really just made it the same. All I ever did was think of Breaking Away. I was like, that's a template for a sports movie.
yeah.
Not big and over the top. That's what a small sports movie that's not even really a sports movie should look like. So everyone should go.
Yeah, because them getting T-shirts was a big deal.
Right.
In a small movie. T-shirts
Right.
with your names on it. That was a big moment.
Oh, in my neighborhood, yeah. If you had your name on a T-shirt, you're a rich kid.
Yeah.
I went to high school, junior high, with a kid named Todd Euler. He had a custom airbrush shirt that he got when he was skiing that said like Ski Euler on it, and I was like, he's got to be fucking wealthy.
God.
You got to be. You
He's
need
attached to the
real
Velveeta fund.
You need real generational wealth.
Oh, yeah.
to get a
To pull that
T-shirt.
off.
Not only is your name on it, but there's a caricature
design.
that had to be $11. That had to be $11.
Yeah.
That's like 5 sandwiches. I mean, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
All right. If we don't have Dooley at the end, they have a cult. You know, the Breakaway has a button ending. They have like the ending, and then they have the like 1 year later. Or
I just
something.
remember one other thing I brought back from Tijuana. You remember they would stretch the Pepsi bottle into like a gooseneck?
Yes.
They were selling those down there too.
You guys missed all the fun with Pepsi bottles, 7-Up bottles. But not only
Sounds
that,
like a
people they'd heat them up and stretch the neck
Yeah.
and bend it so it looked like a flamingo's neck. All right,
Cool.
let's see if there's a Paul Dooley. He won the race. Paul's riding his bike. He's getting his exercise now. The button is the son was speaking Italian the whole movie, and now he's switching to French, I think is what the...
Do you know where is the office of the purser? You must mean the bursar's office.
Oui, purser.
I was thinking of taking French, but it's my first year. Have you ever seen Le Tour de France?
No.
No, mon Dieu. The French riders, there's the best.
Oh, it was about to end.
What a fake
Internet's
out.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's Paul Dooley. Nobody cares.
I've got a joke to freeze on when we're ready. Can you have
Okay.
some piano music queued up for me? We can do this at the end.
We're about home,
All
so.
right.
But I don't know how what kind of piano music?
I like soft, not Schindler's List piano, but all right. So this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the end of Out of Bounds, and it's Danza around with his buddies, and
They won?
They won.
Okay, they beat the Russians.
They beat the Russians, and they're kind of commiserating, and he's with other the guys that are in wheelchairs. So Danza's
And the
not.
guy who was the black sheep
Yes.
of the league,
Yes.
he's there. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you.
Well, we did it. Everybody was betting against us, but we proved that when you put your mind to something and your arms to something, you can do just about anything in this crazy world of ours. You know what? I used to date this whore, and she once told me a very important piece of advice. Fuck, I can't remember. I banged a lot of... Okay, so I digress. Sports isn't just about winning. It's about camaraderie. It's about bonding. And it's about figuring out how to dig deep. And when I look around at all you guys, I go, we did it. We rolled with it. You got to laugh, though.
Matt was a beat late on that one.
Sorry. What is this lead? Was that the applause? Like, what is that gesture?
I don't know.
When Dan just says we rolled with it, if I'm on that team, I'm like, I'd be a little smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no.
You need a moment that launches you. I mean, the speech is great. That's a hard moment to fill.
Maybe I went with the Tony.
I think somebody then needs to make a joke who's in a chair about Tony. Maybe somebody needs a big pop laugh. You're right. That was a little too sad.
I think I may have Button here.
Yeah.
And maybe Dan Dratch can help punch us up. But I think it's you go, and that's how we roll. And that's almost a somber moment. And then one of the guys rolls his chair back over your toe. And then we have you like, not on my toe. And then us all laughing. We're all laughing.
Great.
That's
good. That's perfect. That's the out. Yeah.
That's good.
Out. Yeah, that's
I like
good.
that. That's like a Bad News Bears ending. I like that.
All right. Bad News Bears. Kelly Leak was also in... What's the
Jaws?
What is that crazy actor's
Jackie
name?
Earle Haley?
Jackie Earle Haley was
in Semi-Pro.
He was in Bad News Bears and Breaking Away.
Oh, he was.
That's him.
Yeah.
Good connect.
He was good.
He was good.
Or is good.
And then he took like a 37-year highitus. And then came back as like Children of Men or something
And
then like got nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
So
well, guess what? He's playing. We'll give him something and bought the farm.
There's
A tractor fixer or something. Can
All
you still
right.
say that?
I'll get some plugs out. Flamin Hot, obviously, is Matt Walsh's newest effort, and that's on Hulu and Disney Plus as we speak. Adam Ray, you can go to Adam Ray Comedy is where we go. AdamRayComedy.com for all that.
On tour.
I'm going to be in Vegas tomorrow at Kimmel's Club doing stand-up, so you can say hi there, and then off to Monterey, the Golden State Theater. You and George may have come out to that theater.
Yep.
Last time I was there.
Yeah, it was a blast.
June 23rd.
Stay tuned for the George birthday video.
That's a real plug.
And until next time, Adam Carolla for Adam Ray and Matt Walsh and Chris Max Bada saying, mahalo.